Live? Excellent. We are here for another episode of the Enhanced Reality. We got myself, Tolga, as always, and then we have a special guest. Please introduce yourself.
I am the one known as
The one.
Batman.
that British guy that hangs around in Vegas. That British guy who just shows up out of nowhere all the time and does every show.
The US government just can't get rid of him.
They can't get him. They can't get him to go
He's here
back.
now.
He
He's
just keeps doing
everywhere
bodybuilding
all
shows.
the time and does all the shows, and I still can't find him. They need to up their game. Yeah, I'm Aaron. Instagram is just bodybuilding with Aaron. Yeah, I guess how I'd introduce myself. Just another meathead in the industry, I guess. Another bodybuilder trying to get after my American dream, which I know Tolga can relate with a lot as well. And yeah, just having a damn good time doing my thing. It's been good. Do a bit of coaching, bodybuilding.
So when
make
did
some
you,
content here and there.
just to kind of go back, like when did you first start like bodybuilding, like getting into it? Like first competition, when you started lifting?
2019 was when I decided, okay, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. Before that, I was just like, I was a rugby player for most of my life, and then dabbled a little bit in and out with some boxing and martial arts and stuff. So I was always like fit, like health, not health conscious, just I like to be fit and move and not be morbidly obese.
Actually, people don't know this, but Aaron's a really good singer.
He's a singer. Wow.
Yeah, like
A singer.
really good singer.
We're going to have him sing before the end of this podcast.
Like,
You know,
I've heard him
it,
sing, and
just
I'm
a
like,
couple
holy crap.
sentences.
Yeah, that was a whole nother life.
So you're pretty late into bodybuilding then. Like you started
Super late.
bodybuilding
Yeah, I started
like late.
bodybuilding when I was 30. Yeah,
Wow.
so I was.
Yeah, that is
I was
late.
in and out of the gyms in between rugby off seasons around the age of, I think around 21, was when I was like, okay, I need to be bigger, faster, and stronger, and let's start hitting the gym. Went to the gym, loved the gym, and again, like even the gym, I didn't start that until my early 20s, like super late compared to some of these pros that are
Some were
twice
lifting
the
at like
size of me now,
15.
and they're freaking 17 years old.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was late into all of that, but I had a good, healthy sort of, athletic base to build on. So shit happened fast. Yeah. Like as soon as I touched weights, I was like, okay, this is
Just blew up.
newbie gains were ridiculous, and everyone was like, "What are you taking?" And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And they're like, "You must be on this," and I'm like, I can't even spell those things. I don't know what you're talking about. But it was just an early sort of green light that I was, genetically, like everyone gets newbie gains, but they were really good newbie gains. I remember like one off season, like pre-season of rugby, and it was only maybe 8 weeks or something like that of just routine, hitting the gym. Food-wise, I had no idea. I was just like a fistful of meat, a fistful of sweet potatoes, and a whole bag of spinach like 5 times a day. Or
Just to figure it out, like
just
something.
smashing it. I know I had to eat a lot.
He had
a lot of
something
time.
going on. He had
I was working construction jobs the whole time as well, so I was burning through a lot of calories. So I knew I had to eat a lot. So it was, microwave bags of rice, cans of mackerel, whatever was cheap and affordable, and I would just smash that as much as possible.
And this was when you were in England?
Yeah, that was back in England. This was when I was about 21, 22. No, that would be a bit later. Probably like 20, because it was when I was just started. So many different lives I've had have overlapped.
Like different areas. From this year to this year is a different
it's
life.
'cause I
Yeah.
just got
Till we
back
get to
from
like the
Australia.
muscle nomads era.
The muscle nomad.
Because I lived in Australia, played rugby over there, got really fat, drunk a whole bunch of beer and got a lot of snags, and had a real good time, but got fat. Come back from that, got fit, got into the gym, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, about 22-ish, something like that. And it was just noticeable, like, okay, I'm bigger and faster and stronger in short time. So I started following the guys kind of coaching the rugby guys. The rugby guys were like, there'll be a few of us in the gym, and everyone else was like, gym, just show up. I'm just good. I'll just
That's how
show
it is
up.
with American football.
Not everyone's like really fully invested into it. There were a few, and there was a strongman coach who basically taught us how to lift without killing ourselves, do some deadlifts and some squats, and just train hard. Used to go to his house on the weekends and do like beer barrels full of sand, like chucking them
So
over.
like real strongman stuff.
Dragging tree logs up and down hills in the woods and stuff.
That's cool.
Just loads of cool fun stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like, I was noticing like, wow, I'm getting bigger and stronger fast. And I showed up for the rugby season after that little stint of training, like boom.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what the
What are you
fuck?
taking?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I still don't
How
know
much
what that
D-ball?
means.
How much?
So that was fun. And then, sort of just always kind of kept an eye on things and kept reasonably fit. But even now, like looking back to that, what I thought was big and jacked at the time, like the first time I could like see my tits were like tits and not just like fat sags.
Just
And I could sort
melding
of
in.
move them a
Yeah,
bit. And I
just,
was like, oh.
peck them around.
Yeah, and I was like, oh god, I look good in like a good shirt, and I look back now and compare it to now, and I'm like, yeah, pathetic. But, that's the progression, right? But yeah, it was fun, and and the years went by, and rugby finished. I moved over to China. A lot of stuff happened in between that time, and then in China, a buddy in the office basically said, do you bodybuild? And I'm like, no, dude, I just hit the gym a few times a week, and just try and keep fit. And he's like, you should bodybuild. You must know who Dorian Yates is, right? And I'm like, who? Like, who's that? And he's like, what? You're English and you go to the gym and you don't know who Dorian Yates is? And I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And he Googles this name, and I'm expecting like some, Ronnie Coleman looking big black guy. Dorian's a black name.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Dorian? Like and then there's this giant white guy with like blonde 80s hair back and stuff. And I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, this is blah blah blah. And he was this guy in the office. He was a diehard bodybuilding fan. He knew a lot about training, but he was just like a small guy. And he sent me the link to Blood and Guts, and I watched Blood and Guts. And my visions of bodybuilding before that were, dude, that's gay.
Yeah,
it's so gay. It's a bunch of guys in like tight
You're like, what the
leotards
hell?
in the gym, oiled up and stuff, and just. I was just like, it's just super gay. And they're just shooting themselves with God knows what and covering in oil for photo shoots.
Yep.
And that was it. I had no idea about I'd seen 2 magazine covers my entire life. One with Ronnie, which made me go, holy crap, what is that? And the other one was Jay, holy crap, what's that? And then I watched Blood and Guts. And then after I watched that, I had gone, I remember thinking, that's not gay at all. Yeah. That's super hardcore. Like I could get into that. Yeah. And then started to sort of dabbling with that style of training, getting it completely wrong. The whole idea of, low volume. Well, it's not low volume, but the frequency is pretty 4 times a week, right? His Blood and Guts was 4 times a week, a moderate amount of volume, go hard, recover, and do it again. Well, my dumb ass was like, well, fucking 4 times a week. No, I want to be in the gym all day, every day. So I ended up doing like some made up version of Blood and Guts, which was 2-a-days. 6 days a week.
My God.
2-a-days, 6 days a week. And I remember just like I'd read like one food part of it. I think it was the food section on the end of Blood and Guts where he's just like chicken and pasta and olive oil. And I basically just made that into a giant crock pot of like this chicken curry and rice. And that was it. And I just like Tupperware 5 or 6 of them out a day. Plus one, do you remember Mastec or muscle, the 2,000 calorie, like giant scoop muscle mass gainers.
I remember.
One of them a day, 5 or 6 curry and rices a day. And and again, the newbie gains just started coming, doing everything wrong, but the newbie gains were there. And then I hit that fatigue wall pretty quick at doing that stuff 2-a-days and going hard. It was pretty brutal. But yeah, that was like my introduction into bodybuilding.
How big were you when you met your wife? This is the interesting one.
So I was already like bigger than the average Joe.
Yeah. Especially in China, well, I guess.
Yeah, in China, people still
everyone's
look at me
tiny.
like oh, Godzilla. It's a bit like that. And she was like, no freaking way. This guy's like giant guy with tattoos and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, you're nice, but I had to pursue her, like not aggressively, not too aggressively, like weird.
You had to,
But I had to convince her that
To court.
old English
I
style.
had to be a real gentleman to make her realize like I'm not going to eat you and it's going to be fine. And but yeah, I think I was, I don't know, maybe like my normal walking around fairly fit, a little bit flabby weight was probably 220s in the 220s. And then very shortly after doing that completely wrong bodybuilding, eating and training, I hit 250 naturally.
That's crazy.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
Like fluffy.
Well, still, even to hit 250
I was
is like...
strong. I was hitting stupid weights in the gym and just enjoying it. I was just enjoying getting really big really fast. And I didn't give a shit about the fluff. And I think...
You're one of those guys, I feel like, that puts on size really fast. You get strong fast, size
guy
fast.
picks up a dumbbell in his biceps, bro. He's like limited in bicep training.
It's pretty fast, but I do have to control that fat gain as well. Because
It's a blessing and a curse both ways. Just like being leaner, you know.
But I think there's like an acceptable amount there, especially early on. Like when I think back to it, like would I have been able to really make any substantial gains by just doing lean massing back then? Like when you first start out, I think when you first go through your first few off seasons, there's an acceptable amount of fluff that is necessary to get healthy gains, and I didn't shy away from that, and it worked out pretty damn well. I got big fast naturally, and then a few years, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years later, another guy approached me and he was like, "You should do a show." And then I was like, I don't know if I really want to full commit to bodybuilding. I just kind of like the lifestyle. And then trip over to Thailand, met Vigorous Steve.
Oh, that sealed the deal right there.
Vigorous
Steve. Game over with me, man.
And that was it. Yeah, and that was pretty much confirmation. Like, okay, I want to be a bodybuilder. Because at the time I had visited, they had a whole camp of bodybuilders over there in Thailand, giant Koreans, couple guys from Iran, couple guys from Thailand, just all monsters, like all peak off-season monsters. And I'm like, oh, I want to look like that. Yeah. And they're like, hey, you a bodybuilder? Do you compete? And I'm a natty lifter at that point, but I was still pretty big. And they're like, you're natty? What the fuck? And
they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even dipped your toe in it. You don't even know, like, the fun part.
Right. And so then I sort of, with guidance of Steve and a little bit of, I'd done some reading and made sure I was confident in at least basic understanding of what I was going to get into, and made a smart, conscious decision. It took me a couple of years to really commit to that. Like, I was terrified of the idea of that jump for a good few years before I was like, I fully understand it. I understand the risks, how to manage things. And I still wasn't going to do it without guidance. And then Steve stepped in and it all went swimmingly. And 12 weeks later, I was a completely different human on stage for the first time.
Crazy.
And it just happened quick. And he was like, okay, this is confirmation that you should probably be a bodybuilder. But here's how to do it the right way. Sorry, that was a lot.
No, that's good.
But
because I don't even know like the backstory of like you. I know some from what we've talked about, but
dude, there's so much shit in between all that as well.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned the nomad bodybuilder. So because I remember we talked,
the muscle
and you're
nomads.
I know you're well traveled. Like, where did that? I know like. In the UK and Europe and Australia, I feel like you guys are much more well traveled than we are here in America, like born Americans.
So you come from shit countries and we're desperate to get away.
And we're on little fucking islands.
Yeah,
right. Like the amount of space you guys have got to travel here in the US is ridiculous.
Yeah, you've got everything. You've got every different environment, culture, every time
you
can go to a different state, and it's kind of like going abroad anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't really need to leave the States. So I get that. Live on a tiny little island like England, and it's a whole different story. It's like, get me out of here immediately. Well, not everyone, but me. I always had the need to just go off and explore and figure it out. Just figure it out. All I knew was I didn't want to be there.
Yeah, I just couldn't sit still. I was always wanting to get out of the house and go somewhere, camping here, there. Then I found the love of traveling, and I went to Thailand, and then I went to a couple other countries and came back, and I'm going back to Thailand. I love it there. That's the second time around I went. It was with Aaron and Steve. And then from there, I'm like, let's go to the US. So I went to the US.
You guys were there together.
Yeah, we went there.
Oh, man, that's cool.
At one point. I was visiting, he was living there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was coaching me at the time. And then we basically...
Was this when you were with Rania that time? Okay. That was before.
No, yes, it was. We just started
dating.
Yeah, because I didn't see you for like a year, and I know you went over there.
Yeah, we went to Australia, so Rania could see what Australia was like, and Rania was like, this sucks. I'm like, I told you. I warned you. You wanted to check it out. That's fine. We didn't even go to the beaches. She's like, I'm like, okay. Straight to Thailand. Whole month.
It's so funny because I feel like bodybuilders go somewhere in the U.S. or to Thailand. Like, Thailand's like the bodybuilder hub of the world.
Honestly, not really.
No.
Really?
There's a pretty small amount. It sounds like there's loads of bodybuilding there. There isn't. There's like 2 gyms, one really good big one that everyone can fit in, and
Muscle Factory is the only big one.
Yeah, and it's all right. It's pretty worn out. It's pretty fucking run down. The last time I went back to Thailand, I was like, ugh. But that's because I'm spoiled by what we've got here.
Yeah,
here's another level.
I built my physique over there, like in tiny shit gyms in China, and the Muscle Factory, which is essentially a,
The only bodybuilding
A giant
gym.
room full of second-hand equipment. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. You might get tetanus, but good luck. It's
But comparatively to like the UK,
yeah, in the UK, I just had like a community gym back there. It was all right. A little gym called Winners Gym, and it was cool. You know, it got the job done. I had nothing to compare to.
yeah,
Back then, I had no interest in bodybuilding. Like,
He was just there
you
to
had
make
the
strength
gym, and
gains.
that's all you had, and that was that. There was no other thought outside of that. But then traveling around and using a whole bunch of different gyms, like going from China, which I was working in a chain of gyms over there, and they were like commercial gyms, like plenty good enough to get the job done. Again, I built a vast majority of my physique there and competed a bunch of times. And then that jump to Thailand and then coming into the muscle factory, I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. This is the greatest thing ever. And then from the muscle
From there
factory
to
to
here.
the States, and I'm going,
you're like, whoa.
oh, okay. So this is actually the standard of proper gyms.
That was the same from Australia. Like we've only got 2 gyms now that are the high performance centers, Into Performance and Strongtown. And I went to both, and then I came here. I'm like, can't compare.
Yeah, it's
You just can't
It's
compare.
different, man. There's like a whole nother level of investment, and I don't mean from financial investment here, like passion project gyms where people are really thoughtful about every detail, and it matters, and it's really fucking cool. Like from an
Atmosphere.
outsider, it's like,
Atmosphere is big. I think that's really important in a gym. The people that are there, the atmosphere that you give, the music you play, how the people are at the front desk, the owners, like
yeah,
it's very important. Like the community,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the
100%.
thing with Thailand, the muscle factory. I thought it's a nice, friendly environment, and there's like the core people that live there and train there and stuff. But when you're a foreigner in any Asian country, you're always a foreigner. You're always an outsider. You're never fully integrated. No matter how long you've lived there, you're still the outsider.
You look so different, and
Yeah.
you're never fully integrated into the culture. You're
Very
just
much
never
so. Like you're not going to get like I lived in these places for most of my life, and you're still not like part of their crews. Like it's like you're the fist bump. What's up, man? How's
Yeah.
it going?
They like you. They accept you.
and they'll always ask what you're doing, what you take in, and all of that because they want to know what the foreigners are taking. And then they think we're lying, and they don't listen anyway. It's a really nice, friendly, positive environment, but also it's a tourist location. So there's tons of people coming through. So every day, every week, there's all these new faces all the time, which is fine, but it still kind of reinforces that kind of tourist vibe, rather than like this is my community, this is my people, and you get that here. Like the community here, especially in Vegas, where so many great gyms, and they're all within 10, 15 minutes drive of each other, really. And everyone knows everyone in Vegas because it's not a huge place in the grand scheme of things. That makes the community here very special, and I don't think that's going to be a tough one to beat.
I don't think you can beat it anywhere.
I don't
I mean,
think so.
I got spoiled as soon as I started bodybuilding because my dad owned a huge Gold's Gym, and I always trained there. And then there was, have you been to San Diego, TG?
Yeah.
I trained there for years too. So like
That's cool
that
gym.
was like really cool gym,
Yeah.
and they made it even bigger than when I used to train there. And I moved to Vegas, and it was like, fuck, there's nothing that quite
Hits that
yeah,
spot
the same
like
until
TG.
New Tech, and New Tech's I've been so excited to train there every day now. Yeah.
He was never excited to train. He'd be training at Dragons, or where was the other place you trained?
LVAC,
He wasn't
EOS,
ever
I
excited.
just trained.
And then we got to New Tech, and he's like, I think I want to take this a little bit further than what it was. Like he was close to like almost going, yeah, I'm done bodybuilding. Like mindset wise, he wants to be a bodybuilder, but he's sort of like,
Just goes to show how much the gym environment makes a difference. Like,
Especially the people.
Easy to say, doesn't matter. You make do with what you've got, and yeah, okay. If you're that way inclined, like everyone likes to think they can be Dorian, or everyone likes to think they can have that mindset of shut yourself away on
be a
your own
shadow.
in a trash gym and just get the job done. No one thinks like that anymore, and no one will. It's just nonsense to even. I'm not going to be the next Dorian. Shut up. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're on fucking
I'm a
TikTok
very
7
social
times a day.
person too. I like having my friends
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
I
I
like
like-
having a good community. I don't like to be around where I'm like, oh, I don't really like this person.
I can imagine training on my own in my own like private gym on my own every day. Is
I
that
did
what
that
you
for
do?
a while. Yeah, I did that for a while, man.
Isn't that just depressing and horrible?
Oh, well, you know what? It was interesting because I would put music as loud as I wanted, and I could scream and grunt as much as I wanted for that 1.5 hours, and I'd have a friend come in, train with me, we'd bust each other's balls and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really.
But I had premium equipment. There was a difference, and I would have the roller door all the way open. So, and it's beautiful summer weather in Australia at the time. So like it works brilliant.
I guess if you've got really good equipment, that definitely helps. That's what gets me excited about new tech, especially. I mean, I still train at Colt a lot as well because I love the vibe in there, and the Panata stuff is
Colt's
great. I like Colt. It's a good, really cool vibe. Good, very community built kind of vibe, like we just spoke about.
The owner really likes.
Yeah.
He loves bodybuilding.
Dude, he's when you talk about building a gym, like that guy had his vision is just, I want to build a gym for bodybuilders, just an environment for bodybuilders to bodybuild and do really well. And that was the only goal. It was never money. The guy doesn't need any money.
No, he doesn't. I know.
It's not a money project. It's purely just, I love bodybuilding. I want to do something for bodybuilding in Vegas. And he absolutely knocked it out the park. And it shows. It really does show there. It's a nice, really cool vibe. But then having New Tech just down the street offers this whole nother vibe where it's like giant warehouse full of, you can tell me what you think about this as well, but I love it when you just get into a machine, you hit a bit of equipment, and you're like, oh God, that feels so good. I can't wait to rock this for like the next however many weeks, months.
Yeah. The movement of the
There's
machine.
just certain things where you're
smooth.
like, it's just so good. And sometimes you get that when it's a new piece of kit that you've never used before, and you just sort of trick yourself into thinking, yeah, this
But
is
it's
really
always
nice
the same.
because it's new. But after a few times of going back there, I'm like, wow, this New Tech stuff is like shit hot. It's really, really good. And then the size of the place, the vibe, now it's a bit busier and we've got more of the local community there. It's building that nice community vibe. So it's kind of ticking a lot more boxes now. I mean, me and Jared were very fortunate. They let us in there. Hush, hush, don't tell the law. But they let us in there when they were when they were unwrapping the equipment still, when they first opened up. So we got a little bit of early access to it. And just even then when there was no one there and they were painting everything and moving stuff around, it was still like, oh, this is going to be something special. And now that Olympia week was nuts, and even after that, now it's sort of settled into your regular routine vibe. It's just a fucking good place. But the equipment, amazing. They got that whole golden era, old school selection. But I find it hard to go over there and use those pieces when the New Tech stuff feels so good.
Yep.
I'm like, it's cool and it's old, and like, oh, nothing feels as good as that old bit of whatever it is. I'm like, does it?
Honestly,
like,
I think,
is it, or is it just you think it's cool because it's old, when reality, that brand new, up to date piece of equipment is
honestly,
way better?
I think that was the idea.
What, to get people to realize the new shit is better?
Yeah, and like compare.
That's
like,
a good marketing
this is
tool,
a bit
yeah.
rough. It feels funny because everyone was at one point trying to buy all the old school equipment because it was better. It was built better. But then I think they've put it there so that you have a reminder of, no, new machines don't have to be shit. They can be built properly.
I think that's a nice bonus byproduct of that happening.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Bien and that team are die-hard equipment junkies.
I
They
know
are
that.
full
They've got-
equipment nerds,
they've
and
got
they just buy
storages.
everything they can get.
Yeah, they got storage
and this
sheds
was
full of
just
shit.
this was like the perfect space for them to just revamp it all. And so like that's cool, because if you know your gym is owned by someone like that who's really passionate about gym stuff, you know it's going to be a good gym. But I still like, I do a lap around that old stuff and a few pieces, I'm like, that's nice, that feels good. But
Not all of them
the
are
new
really
shit's
good.
way better. Like the new stuff is just better.
There's some
more
that are
thought
good.
out.
Like there's a row machine where it, like you got two handles and it comes around like this. I like that one. It's like
it was like a
converted
Virgin
that we've
pull.
done.
It's a Body Masters one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Body
the Virgin
Masters.
Body Masters
There's a
pull.
couple of them, but then like I go to the back equipment, like the New Tech one in the corner,
The
and I'm
back
like, oh
stuff
my
is
god,
no,
it's
you
nothing.
can't beat the back stuff. That vertical pull down that does come
Yeah.
vertical.
It's always being used. Like I'll go there and like
they
someone's
got that
so
front
good.
row that comes like that, and that's really nice. But that
It's like this. Yeah.
dead vertical one, I'm like, oh,
even
there it is.
even the pad that your chest goes up, it's angled down,
Yeah,
so you
can
can't
get stuck under
you
it. Yeah.
can't like lift out. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Every
they've-
little detail has been thought out, like the glute thrust,
Yeah, the
how
little
it
twisted foot
converges.
pads.
Like that's brilliant.
There's just so many things, like the pad on the. I could never do reverse hypers because for some reason I must have like big veins in my hips or something. But it cuts the blood flow, hurts like hell, and it makes me go lightheaded after 2 reps. So I've never been able to do them. But this one, you can angle it. It's all curved, and it just like, oh, it's comfy.
Yeah.
And the range of motion on it, the resistance profiles, and like You can see a lot of thought has gone into that equipment. I mean, this is turning into a New Tech promotional podcast. I know.
Hey man, Team New Tech, come right over here.
It's they've done such a good job. You can't help but just big them up, you know.
But if you have better workouts and you know going into a machine, like mentally you're like, I love this machine, I'm not going to hurt on it. But if I go to a bench press, that's going to hurt. But if I use this chest machine, I'm going to feel good. You're going to train harder, and you're not going to be as scared because you're not like, oh, my shoulder hurts.
You know you're safe.
Yeah.
On the
Also,
machine.
at the same time, when you learn a little bit more about the mechanics of these things, what's giving you more bang for buck from a stimulus point of view, and then it's just a no-brainer. Like, of course, the plate-loaded incline press that diverges and converges. It's safe. You can load it up. You can. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, how can you really compare that to incline
Barbell
bench
press,
and go, yeah, no, the old nothing beats an old barbell press. I'm like, yes, it absolutely does beat that in every single way. Oh yeah, but it's not going to make you as strong. I'm like, yeah, it will. I can load it way more and not injure my it's.
And you can also change the angle of drive and the angle of where your positioning arm is and where it picks up heavier at the start or the back.
Everything. It's just a complete no-brainer.
Machines have gotten to the point where they are advancing past a lot of. I think there's room for some free weights, but they're advancing past free weights where it just makes more sense.
You know the one thing about Panada?
Dumbbells.
Yeah, dumbbells. Yeah,
I don't really see any place these days for a barbell in anything apart from maybe a deadlift.
Deadlift,
deadlift,
or an RDL,
sure.
barbell, RDL.
But
Or
like an RDL, I'm like,
you could use a cable like the.
I get on that the pit shark or the belt squat, face away, and do an RDL on that, and I'm like, wow, this is way better. I can
but
guess.
you'd be hard pressed to have me doing like barbell bench of any kind or a barbell row because it's just like you have so many more options and
Better
they stabilize
options.
you better. You feel better. You get more squeeze in your back, more squeeze in your pecs. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I think more and more people are understanding that now, and hopefully understanding that exercise selection does absolutely matter. It's huge,
100%.
and it's probably going to give you a lot more, not just results, but longevity and less risk of injury. Like, why not?
We can go into our next little topic that now that he's brought this up.
What?
The exercise critics online. All the new
Science-based community?
Yeah, the
Not
science-based.
science-based.
Not science-based, that's correct.
Science-based.
Are you sure
That's
you want to
correct.
get me going on
Yeah,
this?
I do actually. I
Have
do
you,
because
all I will say to start this
Jared
is,
and I have spoken in detail.
yeah, just him and Hani, that Jared's never gone off publicly about this stuff because he doesn't need to.
No.
He's probably one of the most educated people in this space, and he doesn't feel like he doesn't want to be another floating head video arguing this stuff. There's enough people fighting that fight, and big up to you. You know, keep fighting the good fight because someone has to say it. Someone has to protect these young guys from doing dumb shit. And the guys out there that are making these floating head videos, calling out these Muppets, it's a little frustrating to see all the time, but I actually do think now it's necessary, although it creates this whole online drama between this team and that team.
But if you don't call it out, then everyone thinks, oh, that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, and some of it is nonsense and dangerous. And I think it is a good thing that some people are calling it out, as long as they're calling it out in the right way and they actually know what they're talking about. Jared's very much like, I'm staying out of this. Like this is
He doesn't like drama.
I'm too busy for this stuff. And
He's way
He's
too
a
busy.
businessman. He doesn't like to deal with that shit.
that being said, he was on the Truth
Honey's,
podcast with Hani
Oh,
recently.
it was?
And
Honey Rambod?
Yeah.
They did
I gotta watch that.
they did a two-parter. Watch the second part.
Yeah.
Because he goes off. And if you watch that podcast and by the end of it, you're still watching this not science-based nonsense, you are a moron. You can't be saved. Because he will break down everything in actual factual ways that you cannot argue with. And I won't go into it. That's not my field. I stay in my lane. That guy is way smarter than I am. I don't even know half the terminology that guy knows on a daily basis.
It blew my mind. We're in Idaho, and I just started asking questions, and words came out that I did not understand. I'm
No,
like,
he's
whoa, back up.
Yeah.
Simple English terms,
But he's
please.
also very good at dumbing it down as well. And because, like, we're not dumb, but we are dumb compared to
Someone
guys
who's
that
got
are
a-
more
actually up
digestible.
there. Yeah, because they're just on such a higher level of understanding of these topics. Like,
Someone who's got an actual degree in what he does, and he does it for a living.
the guy is peer reviewed most of Brad's stuff.
Yeah.
Brad is the gold standard of all of the. When people say research shows, studies show, and they're like wrong, Jared sat there. We'll be sat there, and he'll see one of these videos, and he's like, And I know why he's frustrated. It's because he either did the study or he peer reviewed it or he was some part of it. Like those guys are in the field, really in with these guys, the top guys doing all of this research, real research. So I can understand why it's really, really frustrating. But in this podcast, he did break it all down. So if you want to know more about that stuff, I'll give you my meathead response to it. But if you actually want to know genuine, real science and real how that correlates with real evidence-based stuff and anecdotal evidence, which is all absolutely relevant, it essentially comes down to these Muppets are cherry-picking one or two mechanisms and dying on that hill.
Yeah.
Whereas there are
They
hundreds.
planted their flag right there.
There are hundreds of mechanisms, most of which we still don't understand. We can kind of guess, but we're still, you know what it's like every year, we're figuring
There's
this stuff
a
out.
new thing coming out.
But they are getting it so wrong. It's painful. And they're just cherry picking one or two mechanisms and they're just going with that because they heard it in a TikTok video from someone who's just said, okay, this is the only thing that matters. And they die on that hill. And it's super frustrating because there are so many other factors that go into this. There's so many things involved and they're all important. And if you don't understand all of that, and you don't understand all of those mechanisms, or at least the ones that we have studied and seen and watched in the field for years and years and years, then it's probably best just to stay out of it. And it comes one of the big, really good conversations he had in that interview with Hani was the argument of there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Mm-hmm. What is the cat? What's the cat? The cat is enjoyment.
Yeah, you're right.
It all comes back to enjoyment.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy it, you ain't sticking to it.
You're not gonna stick to it. You're not gonna give it your all.
And people go,
That's so
really?
important. You're
and
right.
then you hear one of the
100%.
most educated scientific people in the field come back to that basic principle of just enjoyment. And it's like, oh, okay. We really have to step away from all of this. You don't have to justify every fucking breath you take in a gym with some study.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like,
It has to be completely optimized.
no,
like
it doesn't. And we've had this conversation.
waste of time.
Everything works. And what's probably going to work the best for you over time is the things we absolutely know work. Some, moderate volume, maybe a little higher in some cases, a high enough intensity rating, close enough to failure where it's effective, and progressing that training over time and enjoying it and being consistent. Like that's pretty much it. If you can do those things, likelihood is you're going to make some results over time. If you're chopping and changing it and just...
I get that all the time. Some like athletes are like, hey man, I've been doing the same program for 6 months. I'm bored shitless. Okay, we've got to remember why we're doing this.
Yeah.
We know that you chose these movements yourself and you selected them with me and you connect really well. If we go and change this mid-prep, you're back at square one. You're just wasting a little bit of time trying to reconnect to this movement. It's probably better to do this in the off season.
Yeah, there's
Having that
definitely
conversation is very hard with some people.
in a prep, what's the goal, right?
Yeah.
You just try to
Maintain.
hold on to some tissue. Like if changing an exercise to get this whole nother level of stimulus you think you're going to get from it, is it all right? Sure, but it's not going to make it.
No.
You're not
Just
gonna get
focus
any
on your
bigger.
diet.
Yeah.
Just hit the gym, do your
if you're
thing.
in a heavy deficit, you're not building muscle.
Yeah, you're holding on to
Unless
it.
you're a
and do-
fucking freak.
and do whatever you want to do to hold on to it,
Not me.
essentially.
Not me.
And,
I don't know, man. I throw some like low calories at Rania and she just holds. And I'm like,
Crazy. Some people.
why is she growing?
some
It makes
people
no
are
sense.
Some people are just freaks, man.
I saw a small clip of Jared where a girl was interviewing him at the Olympia, and she asked what he thinks about the science-based lifters.
God, do you know,
It was and he goes,
carry on,
not
I wanna show you
science-based, but evidence-based. He's like, and what is evidence? Evidence is also anecdotal. It's not just what science says. It's also like what you learn, like what he was saying, or your experience. And that carries very heavily into training. I mean, look at, not a lot of people want to train like Dorian, but that's the way that Dorian trained and it worked best for him.
That's what he
the
enjoyed.
way Ronnie trained, the
Is
way
there a
Jay
better way
trained,
to
they all
train?
work different. Yeah.
There's usually always a better way to train, but what do you enjoy doing?
The
What
way
are you able
Dexter
to stick
Jackson
to?
trained. Dexter Jackson
I like to
trained
sit there
stupid
and
heavy
just
and
milk
fucking-
the time under tension and feel all the pain. That's just
and
me.
you feel good, and then you're not scared. Because I tell you what, if I put another plate on there, you'd be like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna get hurt." And then you go in there scared, and then you're not gonna train as hard as you can.
Right there was that.
With that one,
And I sent it to him, and I was like,
yeah, she's literally sitting there, and I could tell she's like,
"Here's his reply."
Oh wait, it was like his booth, and she came up to him and asked him that.
Jared he never does booths. He just goes to events and mingles, and lines
Sits
just
in a
form.
spot. Yeah.
Lines
you want to
form.
hear something?
Lines
Damn,
just
I
form
wish I
around
was
him.
that popular. Line
Dude,
would
when
just
we were,
form
you
to
should have
come
seen it
talk
at
to
the
me.
Arnold, man. We were at the Arnold, and he was doing they were going to do a meet and greet thing with him and Dr. Mike and Hani at the Evogen booth. They didn't even announce Dr. Mike originally. It was just Jared and Hani.
Yeah.
And there was like a fucking queue, like 3 times around the booth. It was mental. He calls me and he's like, Aaron, come to exit A or whatever, or something like that. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong? And him and Mike are there, and hoods up, hidden away, looking like a couple of Jedis making their way through a crowd. And they're like, just stand in front of us and like, just make sure no one stops us, because it was rammed. And as soon as someone sees them, they're like, oh, God, especially Mike, you know?
Yeah.
So
Mike is like a celebrity.
Do you remember what happened when we took them out?
Bro.
What's that?
Dude,
Remember when
Mike
we
is
took him out?
so
Oh, to the
funny.
club?
Yeah, fuck.
Dude. Well, that was like their first time at a club as
Yeah.
well, so that's
Oh,
hilarious.
actually, on my birthday, me and Jared went out clubbing, and we went to some bar with Corey in the middle of Idaho in Boise, and Jared's like, I feel so out of fucking place.
Did
I'm
you
like,
guys dress up? Was that not
yeah,
Halloween?
he was in full like, okay.
He's Captain
He's
America.
Captain
or
America.
Captain Puerto Rico.
Captain Puerto Rico, yeah.
Captain Puerto Rico.
Like, he had to go, like, you know, in disguise.
Yeah.
No one noticed who he was. Lucky. And then as soon as he took the hood off, 5 guys at the bar. Holy shit, that's Jared Feather! Like, as loud as possible, no music. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Jared's like, we gotta go. I'm
In
like,
the middle of Idaho,
we gotta
like,
go.
It
at
was
a random
funny.
bar.
After that night in...
They bought him drinks.
After the night in the
Men
club.
buying you drinks?
Olympia week, after that night in the club, we left. We were outside for 2 hours in the street.
Out of
chatting with these guys. There was like this group of guys from England and Australia.
Yeah, my boys.
No, another group.
Oh, another group. Oh,
Another
my
group
God.
collared. And we just sat there for ages. And it was like 4 in the morning, and we're looking at each other like, fuck. And I was like, Tacos El Gordo was across the road, and we're like, you hungry? I was like, yeah. So what we doing? Like, sat there stuffing tacos at 4 a.m. in the morning going, we don't do this for a reason. But it was awesome. It was fun. But it was like that at the Arnold and at all of these events. I think people... I mean, if you know, you know, right? If you know who Jared and Mike are, and you understand the value that they do bring, whether you like, I mean, a lot of people get caught up in the whole hate on Mike train because they don't like how he says things, or they'll cherry pick 3 words from a podcast and take it completely out of context, and now the world hates him. And you know, that's normal
But
for
it's
him.
so funny because
But they offer so much value.
They do,
and the people that
and-
respect and understand that value, they queue up 3 times around a booth at the biggest event in bodybuilding.
Yep.
They got cheers. Like, you know when fucking movie stars walk out of a car for a
Yeah.
red carpet and the crowd's like, it was like that. And I'm stood there. Like,
he's
look,
literally become a celebrity.
dude, I'm watching. I stood there going, what the hell?
And
This
so many
is
people
nuts.
will
Do you know
make,
how many
like,
times
videos.
Jared apologizes? And I'm like, stop apologizing.
Apologize.
He apologizes. Like, he's like, dude, I'm so sorry if we get stopped and someone wants to talk to me. He goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, what are you apologizing for, dude?
Good. That's
He had
good.
to do it with Jess, and Jess and him had to fly to Miami, and he's like, I'm so sorry. If anything happens at the airport,
Which it will.
which it will, but just know it's not it's not your fault or my fault.
It's so funny because so many people make videos hating on Mike. Like, you think Mike is like the most hated person. He goes out in public and everyone like spits on him. But no, he's
They love
like
him.
loved. Everyone
Yeah.
loves him.
And he loves people. He really,
He's so
really
nice.
loves people.
He's
yeah.
got to be one of the nicest people
He
I've ever
really
met.
is.
Person.
So that's
He's
why
so,
I get
like-
a little defensive in the comments on his posts sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just be like, why are you hating? Have you ever met the guy? Have you ever had a conversation? Or are you
Never.
just angry because you didn't like what this was said? Or are you even angry? Do you even know what it is? They've seen someone else hate on him. And they're like, well, if this guy hates him, I hate him.
Yeah.
And this is how I think now. And they can't think for themselves. And they get into these little weird battles. And I'm like, why don't you take a step back and then just try and see, forget about Mike, forget about the words, forget about how he's saying this. Look at what he's saying. Oh, there's a shitload of value there. For free, you're welcome. And it's the same with that whole crew. And I think you got to, you know, it's like people get all emotionally caught up on social media. And
Jared was hiding at the Raw booth.
oh, yeah, they went upstairs.
Yeah, he had to hide.
Yeah, Mike fell asleep up there.
That's funny.
But, you know, these are great guys. I'm very, very fortunate to be a part of that crew and learn a lot from those guys. But I don't know, how do we even get onto this? We were talking about Hani's podcast originally, right? And
Jared, yeah.
and the science-based lifting and all of that stuff. So yeah, if you
It's always
actually
good talking about the boys. It's like,
yeah,
The
they're,
boys.
they're just good people. I always like to spend a
He's
little
always
time to
made
just
time.
reinforce, like, they are 4 million subscribers. You don't get that from a few trending videos.
No.
Not in the fitness space.
No,
In the fitness
it's a
space,
small
no.
space. It's
You
not
have to
that-
provide so much value for free for years and years and years and years to get that. And before Mike even started doing that, like the kind of content he's doing now, which boosted things up, before that, they had over 3 million subs. So explain that.
Yeah.
If it's all because of this contradictive...
The rage bait.
Yeah, whatever. If it's all about that, then explain the first 3.5 million subs. That's
it's all
people
there.
that have just signed up for the value.
all the protein bar like rating videos. That's how they got their follow. I
Like
can't
a good
get over those
example is
videos.
the, and then you go, I was talking about, I've lost a lot of, honestly, I say I lost a lot of respect, actually. I think if you had a sit-down conversation and explain things to him, he'd probably have a different opinion. But people are like, showed Dorian the picture of the video, that clip of Mike
saw
saying,
that, yeah.
I'm bigger and smarter than Mike Menzer. Yeah, he is. He is
Yeah.
bigger and he is smarter.
Yeah.
It's 2025. Do you think we don't know more about this stuff now than we did in Mike Menzer's day? And that guy was well, I'm not even going to get into the Mike Menzer story. Of course he knows more. He's like one of the,
What are you talking
he's the
about?
most smartest exercise scientists in the world right now. And like, again, all the studies you guys keep referring to, he did them or peer reviewed them or was a part of it in some way. This isn't some influencer guy who's just saying things. No, he is the one that provides all the information that you cherry pick from for your arguments.
He
So,
spends
of course,
most time building these like
him and Brad and all
reviews.
of those guys,
Yeah.
Eric, all of those lot, like the real smart people doing all of this research, they're all
Yeah.
together doing this stuff. And so I'm sure he's just sat back like, these guys are hating on me. They're hating on me, and that argument is something that I wrote.
You know, Mike,
And it's like, come
Mike
on.
doesn't give a shit. He's
He
like, oh
doesn't
wow,
care. He understands it comes
this
with
is
the
great
package.
for me for business. So
He laughs on the way to the bank. He's like, he's like, keep pushing me.
You get popular. You get popular, and you're gonna haters are gonna hate, right? That's never
you
gonna.
know, I was
end.
very fortunate on that weekend to pick Jared's brain when it came to a few things for training. Remember, I was telling you, I can't feel my biceps on anything I was doing.
You just got shit arms, dude.
Yeah. No, but then he showed me something and he goes, just do it like this for a second. I can already tell by the way you walk. I'm like, what? Sat down, did it. I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, you walk shoulders forward a little bit.
Yeah, so
Caveman
he
walk.
go-
So
yeah,
what?
so
Incline
he's-
bench with a big stretch.
Yeah. So he pushed me. He goes, push yourself as far away as you can.
Yeah.
And when you get to the bottom, lean into the stretch. You're not going to pop your bicep up. Trust me. And he goes, and then cock your wrist as far forward as possible.
Yeah.
So I did. And he goes, now when you come up, just go as slow as possible and keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. I did that for 3 sets and I'm like, okay, I'm going home. I'm a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah. Well, they're just that good at that stuff. They've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
just
they can-
picks-
they're just
picks
like,
it
I know
apart.
how to fix this, but that's what makes them a professional in that field. You know, they're not just talkers that are just making stuff up. It's like, no, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of clients,
Yeah.
experience. It's a lot of experience that's gone into that. And I mean, Jared's helped so many people in the coaching field as well that he doesn't even talk about. He doesn't promote any of that stuff. The amount of natural pros and stuff he's had, and because he was probably one of the biggest, most impressive natural pros.
I know.
Like
A lot
his
of people
pro
don't know
physique
he was
was
a
like
monster.
what? Like that's insane. So this isn't just made up nonsense, influencer numbers and people. This is legit stuff and legit people, and it's important to leave your ego out of it. Take a step back and actually listen to the information. You might learn something and probably stop duct taping yourself to machines with ball gags and whatever else they're fucking doing these days. I don't know, but
And if I'm wrong, oh my God. Fuck, I saw that video the other day. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Do you know the best thing about Instagram? Not interested, but
Nice.
Yeah.
not interested. Not interested. Don't show me posts from this person. All my Instagram feed is now is bodybuilding stuff that I want to see. A lot of real dark humor and racism, and
cats.
and cats,
cats.
and cats, and that's it. And that's the formula for happiness. And if you're seeing anything else like that, anything else on your feed, not interested. Just keep doing it, and it resets it, man. That's the secret.
That's
You got
funny.
some questions for Aaron?
I do.
Oh God, don't
The
make him
people
too
wanna
hard.
know.
I'm dumb as fuck.
The people want to know.
Yeah, they're not like.
I can swear on
related.
here, right? Sorry if I've been swearing a
You can
lot.
say whatever the hell you want, buddy.
I'm
Have you
working
watched
on
the
that.
other one?
That's the point of this.
I am working on that.
We need openness. First question. You, as a 300-pound bodybuilder, how many calories do you have to eat in order to just maintain? Like, what's your maintenance at?
At 300 or now? Like right now, I'm in a little diet now. I'm like 275.
He's in a little diet at 275.
Little diet.
Yeah, I was pushing mid 280s a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, moving a little bit too fast. This is going to creep away from me, and I just started working with a coach. Finally,
Oh, we're going to announce that or not?
maybe, and then after couple of years, so and the first thing is like, let's just tidy things up a little bit. I mean, you've probably seen some pictures of me in the 280s. It doesn't look too bad.
No, you're not fat at all.
No, I'm pretty happy off-season shape, but at this, when you've got enough muscle, the leaner you're starting an off-season, the better, right?
And part of it too is, I mean, health-wise, when you start to get up to like that 300 range, the lighter you stay, the better you'll be long term.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there before, and I felt fine, but I was a little fluffy, and I know I could get there a lot leaner this time around, just because I have more muscle. It's easier to burn through the fats. Yeah. And so like right now I'm like 275. I'll probably bring it all the way down to 270 and then turn things around, and that will be lean enough to start an off season. But I mean, even saying that to myself now, starting my off season at 270, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
That's pretty cool. You wouldn't have said that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No way. Like 275 was like my
Dream goal.
that was peak.
Yeah.
That was like a fluffy giant in the off season. Like I'm 275. Now I'm like, that's my starting
Walking
point.
around weight.
That's my walking around weight where I'm comfy.
So about how many calories do you have to eat to maintain that?
To maintain around 275. Not a massive amount for me. I'm not a huge eater. It's probably
It'd be surprising. You might be surprised on this.
probably around 4,000. Probably 3,500 to 4,000.
It's not bad.
It's
It's
not
funny
bad.
because a lot of people don't realize, like guys that are more, that are bigger, prone to being bigger, usually don't have to eat as much.
No.
I just
Look at
never
Hunter.
have. Like since
Yeah,
I've
they don't
very
have to eat
Hunter's
10,000
one as well, right?
calories.
No, yeah, that the idea of people like I have to eat. I have clients that are half my size that eat double the food.
Yeah.
And great, like their metabolisms are on fire and they're healthy. I know working with the coach that I'm working with now, he will want to push my metabolism to the max. He
Got a
he
pretty
will
good
want me
idea
to.
who it is now.
It's Justin Harris. Justin Harris is a goat.
There it
It's
is.
someone
He
I've
is a
known
goat.
for years,
Justin Harris is good.
and he's a great guy. Someone I've known for a long time.
I had to
and,
pick on two people, and I'm like, I know it's going to be one of these two
Who
people.
was the other one you were thinking?
Cameron.
Huh?
Cheeks?
No, not Cameron.
Because
I'm
he's
too old, bro. These guys are all young and hit. I need someone closer to
I
my
had
age.
to pick on either it was an old school bodybuilder, legend goat, or it's like, okay, he's going to go new school. And the closest one in his circle
I
was
actually
Cameron.
it was between Justin and Dom Kluser. That's the two
yeah,
guys
actually, we
I
did
was,
talk about
I
that.
was talking to, but I think what I'm going to do is do Dom Kluser's mentorship.
The blueprint?
Yeah, it's just great.
It's-
I've already bought a few sections of it already. It's very well
love it.
put together, and I always want to keep investing more into the educational side of things because I'm dumb and I need to be less dumb. But from a coaching point of view, I kind of want to be just hands off and just know, because I know a lot of those guys coaching wise are very, very data driven. There's like daily check-ins all year round and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that too much. Justin knows me very well. We've been in contact for a good few years. He has sort of not invested in my physique or journey, but he's kept an eye on it, and he likes my physique, and he knows exactly what he wants to do with it. And we've always had those conversations, but I've just never pulled the plug. I've never gone, do you know what, let's do it. You know me, the last year and a half, I've been like, I'll do it on my own.
Well, you've been enjoying
I've
yourself
had
as
some
well.
good conversations. I've sat down and had coffee with Neil and Dom and a whole bunch of people. There's so many amazing coaches here, and they all have these amazing things to offer. And I've been like, who do I choose? And for me, it was very important to just not rush into that decision. I needed to make that decision knowing it was going to be a long-term investment.
Dude, you can't beat the old school days of working with Steve.
Well, yeah, I
That
mean,
was- that
I would
was the
still
first-
be with Steve
Yeah.
if he didn't stop coaching.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
thing,
the
because we
thing.
just had
Same.
it locked in. It was just perfect, and
I was the same.
we just, obviously we became as closest to thing as brothers as you can, really. We lived together and did content together, and it was awesome. And Steve's always in my corner, always. Like I consult with him all the time on most things, and he's the GOAT. But with Justin, it's that similar sort of vibe where I know Justin has worked with tens of thousands of people, and he's just like, it's not hard for him. He can see something, he can collect a certain amount of data to start with, and he'll be like, I know exactly what needs to happen here. And that gives me the confidence to just
It's the experience.
sit back, chill, follow the plans, and I know he'll get the job done. He's turned so many of my friends pro already. Every time he sees me, he's like, did you turn pro yet? And I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? There's no excuse why you shouldn't be a pro. And I'm like,
Just a look. Got to
I'm like, because I keep coaching myself is why. And then I keep using that. The reality is coaching yourself is great because you get to do all of this trial and error, all of this experimentation, and you get to tick all of these data collection boxes. And I justify that. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't get all the way stage lean, but it gave me the opportunity to try this.
Yeah.
And the opportunity to try. And I just kept doing that and convincing myself that that was okay. And what that does is just, what did I do? 6 shows this year, and
Yeah,
then
you did a lot of
2 shows in November,
Yeah,
December.
you competed for it. I can't believe you.
I did like 8
stayed
shows.
in a prep for so long.
But the thing is, 8 shows on his own.
Great.
Yeah, 8
With
shows
a
in
little
12
bit of
months.
input, I'm assuming, from like Steve giving him little tips and like, hey man,
I asked a whole bunch of every single show. I would ask some people different things and be like, well, how can I implement this? So I got to try a lot of stuff, which was really good. Like it gave me a lot of experience in different methods of peaking and dieting and reversing and rebounding and all of this stuff. I mean, you've got to try these things to learn, right? But the reality is 8 shows in 1 year, great, good fun. It opened up a lot of doors for me. It would give me a really good time. But the reality is if I was to have just chose 2 shows that were timed properly, had a complete hands off, listen to a coach and followed a plan, I'd be a pro by now.
Yeah.
So that's the reality. And that's in hindsight, you're like, yeah, you can't.
Because you have the size, you have the structure, you have all of it. You just didn't come all the way down.
Every single show, the feedback was always
Just
conditioned. Like, you've got the size and the shape, just need to be leaner.
you know what
and
it
I'm
is
like,
with us? It's the ass. With us, it's the ass.
yeah, you got to dig hard for that, man. You got to get those butt cheeks in. You got to really be digging hard, and competing every 2 or 3, 4 weeks is not the way to do that.
No.
You don't get to do it.
So
But
it was fun. It was
something
good.
new though, because you're like, I'm in the States. What can I do? Make the best of it.
Well, that's the thing. So for me, what was one of the reasons.
Was your goal to be here? As a long,
Yeah, and I
long
didn't
dream goal?
realize to get my visa, I need to be a pro. I was told that doesn't matter. What will look good is you actively competing in the States on American soil. So it's like, okay, I'm going to come to the States and I'm going to hit as many shows as I
I
can.
didn't think about that.
And that was great for networking and business-wise and stuff. Amazing. Like it's
And you get known in the States. They're like, oh, he's doing a show.
I'm not
he's doing
just
a show, doing a
another
show.
foreigner visiting. Like the judges now are like, oh, it's Aaron again. And they can see those improvements show to show.
Yeah.
And then when they see me again in a year's time, they'll go, oh, Aaron, that's Aaron. Yeah, he leveled up. That's that guy who did 1 billion shows last year.
Yep.
And I think that will that's important. But yeah, the bad side of that is I didn't get the pro card, but it will happen. And the way I sort of even justify that now is like, well, if I did get a pro card, would I have been able to get on a pro stage and be competitive and get somewhere in the first call out? Probably not.
Why not?
So what's the point? That's the goal,
You're
right?
better off staying in the amateurs and having fun and building your business and getting people to know who you are and improving.
Like most people think I'm a pro anyway. It's not affecting
Yeah.
me business-wise,
Doesn't
sponsorship-wise, any of that. That's not made any difference. And the timeline it's going to take for me to be big enough to be competitive as a pro is still the same whether I have a card or not. So just keep doing what I'm doing. But this time with a coach so I can have
Be
a bit more.
hands-off.
I'm just buying back time to focus on my
Other
life
things.
and business. And I'm going to be relocating again soon as well and spend some time with the wife finally. And it's just, there's just a lot going on where I'm like, I don't want to manage my own shit. So, you know, that's that. Anyway, so I guess, yeah, everyone knows now I'm coached by Justin Harris now. But
This won't come out for a while, so you got time to make your own announcement.
I'll make it a reel later on today. But yeah, it's a good decision. I'm really happy that I've just, it's like a weight off my shoulders. Like, just,
Don't have to
It
worry.
really
about
is.
Because you know he's going to bring you all the way down.
he's going to get the job done. He's one of those guys I have full confidence that he knows exactly what to do, and I just get to sit back and enjoy
So
the process.
what's the competition plan? Are you going to do
Something this time next year, like realistically, timelines-wise for... So it also depends where I am as well, because, okay, another big news drop that I haven't done yet as well is I didn't get my visa. My visa's a no-go, so I can't stay in the States. My American dream for now is
On
over.
hold? Do you have to go back to where you're going?
I'm going to move back to China with the missus.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're going to go back there, settle.
When's that
actually,
happening?
In the next few weeks, like quick time, yeah, because it's all this information has been very recent, so I'm still like juggling what to do. But essentially, it's like, okay, I need to be pro. So move back to China, spend a year there, head down, get the job done, either compete in Asia or travel back here to do some of the shows here. Maybe the Olympia Amateur next
That's
year
what
or
I was
something,
thinking,
like
yeah, the Amateur
timeline-wise,
Olympia.
full off-season, full prep.
Yeah.
Probably something like that. Yeah, and then do that and just see how that goes and then get the card. As soon as I get the card, apply for the visa again, get the visa, settle here forever. That's the goal. In the meantime, we'll go back and settle in China. We all, it's something we're both familiar with. And,
It's
it'd be
not
fun.
the
It'd be
UK.
nice to... Yeah,
the
definitely
UK.
no.
Yeah.
And it would just be nice to live with the missus for a while. I've seen
been
her
a long
5
time.
weeks in 12 months. It's like...
That's crazy.
Yeah. and
Long
nothing-
distance sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we've made it work. She's an absolute rock star. But yeah, enough is enough. Like, I need to give her some quality time and, get the job done. So, yeah, that's kind of where that is.
Aaron's going to be a dad by this time of the next year. You know that, right?
I don't know how you
Kidding
guys
me,
can
dude?
have kids
You want to
on-
feel my nuts?
Deep off season, bro. You don't know what's going to happen.
There's no
I don't know how you
swimmers
guys
in
can
there.
have kids on cycles, man. It's been.
What are you saying,
I've
you
never
guys?
even-
We have not had kids yet. What?
That's what I'm saying. You're,
Like-
you're saying he's going to have a kid. I don't know how the hell he's going to have a kid.
I've got some buddies who are pros that have had kids on cycle. I'm like, holy
Everyone.
shit. Yeah, majority.
Everyone does it on cycle. And I'm thinking, could I? No way I've got any good working swimmers right now. But I guess you never know.
Well,
You can
like-
buy home sperm testing kits now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, I might just buy one just to
Home
see.
Yeah.
sperm test. How do you?
It's like
Yes.
You ejaculate
you
into it
bust a
and-
nut onto this little
A
thing. You
little
put it in
thing.
this machine, and it microscopic
What the
scans it. It's like $100.
Really?
Do
That's
it at
pretty
home.
cool.
I'm like, that's quite. It's
It
an
tells you your
accessible, cool
sperm
thing.
count and everything, and like
The motility,
and that's
the
it.
shape, all that.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. I didn't know
It's
that.
good to be
But
able
then
to do
when
that
you've
at
shot that out, you're like, yep, there goes my kids. So next one, it's 50-50 again.
Yeah.
So you never know. Which
home.
one.
Fortunately, we've all seen how effective, fertility protocols can be.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't take that. And I think as well, I always think for that, like, what's my years of exposure? I know guys that have been on for like 10, 15 years plus, never come off. Like,
Oh yeah, that's. I'm right about there.
Yeah.
yeah, and like maybe a cruise every now and then, but still
What
always
cruise?
on.
Yeah. What cruise?
What
Yeah,
cruise,
what
man?
cruise?
I've just made him physically, I've forced him into a cruise. Like, you're doing
the
this,
cruise
shut the fuck
is-
up. You're coming right down.
I don't have any
And
blood work
you know
problems.
what's
Why
interesting?
even stop?
You know what? You know, it's interesting. He messaged this morning. He goes, bro, my weight is climbing like crazy. I'm like, oh, would you look at that? Maybe 2 grams is not what you need.
2 grams, more like 3.
I mean, there's definitely a time and a place for that. Like when it's hammered down off-season time, yeah. Like for some
I think-
for people our size, yeah, somewhere in that 2 to 3
Our
grams
size, you're
is
way bigger than me.
pretty fucking jacked, dude. Although
I just
your Instagram followers would probably disagree. As
they
well.
did, yeah. They say I'm tiny. Yeah, they're like, oh, that's all you weigh. You're not Dorian Yates yet. You're taking a gram of test. You're not
I
Dorian.
love
or
seeing
Ronnie?"
those stories, and I know the next story is going to be a picture of their pathetic physiques, and then
his
the
head
next
right there going, what the fuck is this?
And then the next story is going to be a comparison with his stage shots versus that guy, and I'm like,
He loves. He comments like
it's
he always
consistent.
messages me.
It's so
funny.
consistent.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, I needed that.
It is non-stop, though. Like, every day he has someone pick on him.
People are mental
love
though.
it.
Like, why would you? Like, I'm like, really? This guy, like, and they're just full delusional. Like,
They're just-
are you
they're just-
serious? This guy's
just
like a
embarrassed.
massive bodybuilder, and
The
you're
amount of people who think they're bigger than they are, they're like, I'm your size. And I look at them like, dude, you
you're
look
not.
like a guy on the beach, like just a beach body. Like, I wouldn't even know you're like a serious weightlifter. Like, you might play sports.
it's wild, right?
Yeah.
Wild.
They're just jealous.
Just jealous.
It's just
But
normal.
anyway, we brought down my gear significantly, and brought up growth and insulin, and I feel like that's made a much bigger change in me. Like way low. I mean, like what, below a gram?
Yeah,
on gear?
you're under a gram now.
And brought up growth and insulin,
Finally.
and I feel like that's just been better. I don't know if it's just like oxidative stress from using so much, so much gear like testosterone. I mean, I had my testosterone. No, he didn't tell me to do this. Obviously, I'm pushing things on my own. But I had my testosterone like 1,500 milligrams at one point.
Yeah.
Like a gram amassed. Nothing like
That's a
I'm gonna
completely
die.
normal dose for a.
but
I
think it
we
just
would
wasn't
consider you a
benefiting
pro-level bodybuilder, right? You get to a certain muscle size, it's like,
Yeah.
you're a professional level bodybuilder, and there's a certain amount of anabolic input needed to keep sustaining, good growth, and that is absolutely for most guys over 250, well, even over 230, really, with low body fat.
With low body, that's the thing. Like the weight doesn't really
Anywhere
matter as
between
much
sort
as
of
like
1,500
the composition.
megs, like 1.5 to 3 grams is absolutely
Pretty typical.
reasonable if it's managed well.
Yeah.
People will say, "Oh, that's crazy." I'm like, "No, it's just totally normal."
It's totally normal. But in his case, he was tapped out.
I think I was
Like
doing it
just
for too long.
Yeah,
so it's just too
sounds
low.
like
I mean, that's
Appetite's
always
gone.
there's always going to be that argument there that I know a lot of people will argue against it, like the idea of receptor sensitivity and coming off, and does that actually make any difference? And people will go back and forward with this study and that study, and like it doesn't make any difference. The more gear you take, the more receptors that you get, and blah blah blah. But again, sometimes you have to take a step back and look at just the overall anecdotal evidence of people that have done that over the years, and it seems to always work.
Yep.
It always works. I'm like, just come off, cruise, even if it's just for like 6 weeks. Just come to a cruise dose, put a bit of growth in there. That will help with everything, and then it's like, I think the growth from that, or say growth, let's say just the overall feel good vibe of that, and you're like, wow, I'm actually getting stronger in the gym, and I'm lifting really well, and I am looking a bit better. I'm not sure on exactly why that happens when you do drop the dose. I'm thinking it's just an inflammation thing.
It's
Just
probably
some
other
sort
factors.
of
I don't think
systemic
it's a
inflammation.
receptor issue. I think there are other things like Dan Duchesne had the theory that myostatin continues to increase as you stay on steroids for longer periods of time. So I think there are other inhibiting factors to that we don't think of. We think it's all just steroid receptors, which we know androgen receptors are not the only thing that help us grow.
I'm sure there's so many
different
different factors
don't even
involved
know.
there that we're just like, maybe this, maybe
Sometimes
that.
the body-
But sometimes you don't need to know. Sometimes you can say, all I know is every time I pull a client back from peak dosages to a cruise for a little while and then start working our way back up,
grow.
it works really well. So let's keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. Sometimes the body just needs a little break, just a little break, so you can get back into what you're doing.
Or just an adjustment to something else. I think coming off is stupid because you've been on for so long. Your body is you are pharmaceutically enhanced to the point where if you go natural, you're going to lose size like crazy. Yeah. So you come down to a cruise
But what's
dose.
your job? Your job is to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah,
to come off.
exactly.
Even
But a
if it's
cruise
not.
dose.
TRT, for instance, for people that need it, that's for life.
I was for life. I remember I told him too.
So many guys
We
will
did
say,
as many
how long do
tests
I
as
have
we
to
could.
do this TRT for? And I'm like, forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Like, you're like 35, bro. It's forever. Like, you're not getting good natural production back. Oh, I'm like, yeah, it's just science.
I have a
This is just
26-year-old
life.
guy who just will not go on TRT. I'm like, look, I'm going to explain this to you once and once for all. It's up to you if you don't want to do it.
Are his numbers trash?
200.
Has he tried any sort of
He's
natural?
tried Tonga Alley. I've told him to ice his nuts. I've tried to
all these different protocols.
Yeah.
and he goes, well, nothing's really working. Like, I just don't have boners. Okay, so that is a very, very clear indicator that you need testosterone. You're in the dumps.
I mean, there could
Won't
be.
do it. Won't do it.
Yeah, they're just
Rejects doing
it's
it.
because there's the stigma in it. It's like,
He goes,
ooh,
I just don't want to
steroids.
have heart condition problems when I'm 40. I'm like, dude.
If their doctor said it, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm like,
doctor
get
would
on the
give them a
phone with
terrible-
fucking Trevor and shit. Go speak to my clinic.
But now we know. I mean, they took the black box warning. I've just made a video on this day. They took the black box warning off of testosterone in February, meaning because they used to say it would have risk to adverse cardiovascular events.
not
the
true.
Traverse clinical trials proved that wrong.
Well-
on a TRT dosage, it does not cause any adverse cardiovascular events.
I just did a whole podcast with Ryan Root, and he brought out all of these studies with all-cause mortality and all different versions, and that what's actually related to steroid use, and it's like none.
Yeah.
The actual truth is the number of deaths related, the number of deaths from an absolutely normal everyday person compared to an amateur athlete using steroids is exactly the same.
That's
There's
crazy.
no difference if using steroids or
And
not.
you think the stigma from what we know, it's like they're way higher risk.
But then when you cherry pick certain illnesses, actually the ones that are using steroids were less likely to, get certain illnesses compared to others. And then when you go to professional level athletes and the dosages that they're using, the jump from that away from was a little bit higher than amateur athletes, but still comparative to normal everyday people. So it's like, well, the numbers are like, I mean, that's not an excuse for people to say, oh, okay, well, I can just blast everything now.
Because don't get me wrong, there's always a risk, but how many people do we know that
direct correlations with steroid kills this person because of this is nonsense in most cases.
do we know that blasted gear that you're friends with that are in their 40s, 50s don't have any problems?
Yeah.
I know tons of people.
Yeah,
They're like, I've used steroids all my life, never had a problem.
Cool. And most people that do have problems have some sort of underlying issue, and that's the real cause and whatever else. The arguments can go back and forward forever, but I'm just glad that more and more information is coming out and people are getting a bit more informed, because it is the lowest hanging fruit for health and longevity for the vast majority of just everyday, ordinary people that want to live a little longer and age a little slower. And got to get people to stop shying away from it, because like you said, there's plenty of people like that. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want anything but that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But they want to
tell me
continue
what you're
living like
taking
that.
right now. All these meds and prescription meds, all of these are shocking for you.
Well,
and
a clear winner here was for me. I went, okay, but you're all right taking the Prozac, the Varnafil, and Wellbutrin,
yeah.
because the doctor's telling you to take these because you've got a problem here. I said, maybe the problem that you have here might not be, and I'm not a doctor to say this, but I've been on my fair share of antidepressants.
Yeah.
And the minute I put in testosterone, I was like, I don't actually need this shit.
Oh, shocking. Like optimal hormone levels mean you feel better? Whoa.
Like, it's so different. In Australia, doctors are useless. I've shown my labs to a
everywhere,
doctor and I'm like, look at this, tell me what this is. And I just wanted to know. And they gave me the backwards advice. You need to stop drinking and eating more of these protein shakes.
That's just a whole,
What
generation of...
What
less
gives you-
protein? Like, what
gives you that indicator on
are you
my blood
talking
work?
about?
There's nothing on here.
whole
Yeah, they just look
generation
at
of
you and
just
they're just like,
out
you're
of date
eating-
doctors, man. It's just, but they're all going to die eventually. Those
They're
doctors,
going to phase out.
So we've just got to, we've just got to
That's
weather
how
the
that
storm.
era needs to go.
We'll just weather the storm until then.
Trevor, literally, I've had conversations with Trevor and he's run rings around me. And I find myself to be, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but kind of clever when it comes to certain things, when it comes to mapping and collecting data. But then when I tell Trevor, I'm like, hey, look at these labs. I see these problems. What do you see? He fucking gives me a laundry list. I'm like, how the hell did you come to this conclusion?
Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting formulas, like things like HOMO-IR and things like
Yeah.
that. It's not tested, but if you correlate this with this and this and divide this by that, that gives you a much bigger picture on loads of different areas that are just overlooked. So
Like-
you can go super in depth into blood work and see stuff that most people will never ever see,
Like he
outside of a
he
reference
sees
range.
shit that I'm like, okay, like I know in a bodybuilding sense, I know what I need to do. But then he goes, yeah, but if you give him this supplement, it's going to cause this problem down the line, and then you're going to have this phase problem.
And that's
So when you're in
when-
off season, it's going to limit this. I'm like, okay,
And as coaches as well, that's when I always say a lot, like stay in your lane.
yeah,
There's going to be things that you're like, why is this not working? What's something? There's something underlying going on here, and you have to say, I don't know. We need to consult with this person who probably will be able to figure it out. And because I don't care who you are, how good of a coach you are, there's only a few coaches in the world which I think can really, really go in depth into that stuff and figure out that there's specialists on this stuff for a reason. And like we can manage the most things pretty well. But there's always going to be those outliers where it's like, I need to ask some questions. I need to ask someone else and get someone else involved. And
I'll be honest, like I've had that moment just recently on the weekend.
some
I had
people just won't know.
yeah. So they
just
try and make up
egos.
shit.
Yeah, the ego.
Yeah, and it's like, your
the best-
ego more important than someone's health? Like,
The best thing you can say to a client or a patient if you're a medical provider is to say, I don't know the answer to this, but I know who does.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll get back to
Unfortunately,
you in a business
I mean, it's
day.
not like we haven't got access to the people who do know.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
Yeah.
Like, there's a phone call away. Like,
I
are you
literally
kidding
just
me?
had this
And no
on the
one's going to
weekend.
not help you.
Yeah, I had this on the weekend where an athlete was like, hey, man, I don't feel like I'm making any progress. I'm like, hey, let me be honest with you. I think we're at a point where you're capped, that you can't, like he's enhanced. I'm like, I think this is the end of the line for you with me. I think you need to move on to a coach that may be able to help you more. I can't help you. I've done the best I can.
Yeah.
We've worked together for 2 years, but you've made great progress. But we're at a point where for what you do, you need a specialist in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe from a training point of view and things, like I've coached fighters when it comes to the diet side of things, and I'll just try and program that diet around their training schedule for the week. Got a few guys over in Thailand still doing that, high rocks people, all kinds of different sports. I think you just have to communicate really well and understand their kinds of output on their training. But for that though, when you see someone just kind of tap out and it's like, this just not going anywhere else. Honestly, I think a lot of the times it is just a genetic thing.
Yeah.
I think some people, you have to have that conversation. It's like, this ain't for you.
Yeah.
Like these are the, like, let me give you an example. This is this person in this amount of time and you in this amount of time, or vice versa. And just give them a good look. And it's a difficult conversation to have, but building a really big physique is just not genetically on the cards for a lot of people. And trying to force it is going to cause problems. And I think you have to have a conversation as a coach with people sometimes and say, I don't think you should pursue this. I think you can get on stage and get lean and shredded and have that experience for one time, but I don't think it's something that you should pursue long term, because you're going to end up just trying to...
You're going to bury yourself.
You're going to try and beat your genetics with drugs, and that is never going to work.
In every other sport, we accept, like, this person's only going to get this big. A wide receiver is only going to get this big. They're never going to be a right tackle. You know, they're never going to be that size.
Yeah.
But in bodybuilding, everyone thinks like, oh, I can be 250 pounds lean. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Like, well, it's a weird sport in that sense.
Some of the best national amateurs aren't even that heavy. They just appear heavy.
Perfect. Yeah,
because
perfect
of
structure.
their genetics. And then when they get into the pro ranks and they go, oh, wow, okay, I need to step it up. And they really grow from there.
Yeah.
Or they don't.
Or they don't. And they don't
How
do
many
anything with
guys
it.
get into the pro leagues and then just get nowhere?
Yeah.
They'll get to that size where they win a pro card and nothing happens for years after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're just capped out no matter what they do. And they still keep trying and they keep trying. And I'm not going to name names, but we've seen a lot of people just keep trying and come back. And year after year, you're like, they're just getting worse. Yeah. Someone needs to tell them this ain't ever going to happen. It's time to call it a day.
Yeah.
And, maybe a new coach, maybe this, maybe that, or maybe, no. You just, that's
Everyone
it.
has a limit.
Everyone does. Yeah. And it's very, very obvious when the limit is not being reached yet. You will see. It's not like, this wasn't quite right this year, so I only grew a couple of pounds. No, that's just you're capped out. Like because it's not. If you are genetically inclined to keep growing and getting bigger, your body will just do that. Yeah. If you're getting the absolute basics right, you'll keep growing. There will be no ifs, ands, and buts and maybes. No, it will be very clear. Like, no, I'm fucking growing easy, and I'm like, this is obvious.
It's just like the first time you stepped in the gym for the first 6 months and you just blew past everyone. That's a genetically gifted person. That's a person that can be a bodybuilder.
That will keep happening. Maybe not to that degree, but it will be still very obvious.
Yeah.
Like I had a full, long health phase after this last show, and then another little sort of phase of just edging back into sort of training and upping my dosages a little bit and things like that. Barely sort of eating anywhere close to a surplus. Sort of eat just that phase of easing back into things, and I'm
blown up,
dude. I got like 40 pounds above, 30 pounds above stage weight in no time without even trying, with abs intact, like
and lean,
If that's not a fucking
leaner
sign,
and better than you've ever been, and look in the mirror and be like, oh yeah.
And if, so for me, I'm like, shit, I'm not even trying. Like I'm kind of in that no man's land of like, I know I need to hire a coach, I need to get my plans locked in, but I can intuitively manage things day to day because we just live that lifestyle anyway. It's not like we're ever off plan as such. And, and then 30 pounds up in a pretty decent look. Like that's a huge green light for me to say, Aaron, you're still good to grow. Because I'm 37, man. I started this really late. And I'm always conscious of like, am I just going to wake up one day and my body's going to be like,
nope, we're done.
No, this ain't, it's not for you anymore.
I really think
bloods keep coming back good. I keep growing really easily without even trying. And I'm never really doing anything drastically more than I did before. I'm always very conservative with the drug side of things. And I'm aware of what I kind of need to do based on my body weight and my output, my recovery needs and things like that. And it's just a constant thing of like, am I my body just
Keeps churning away.
wants to keep growing, and I always feel good. Like, okay, there's a few times where I'm like, I have to take a breath to go and put my socks on because everything's a bit
so
compressed. And you come back up for air to do the other shoelace, which is embarrassing.
That's why you
when I
buy
do that.
slip-ons and Crocs.
Yeah.
Now I know why Jared was like so insistent. He's like, trust me, bro, the heavier you get, you need Crocs. Just slide them on, go.
They
I'm
are
like, okay.
super easy. I'll
We've
give him
gotten
that.
to a point, I feel like, with blood work and knowledge that age isn't as big of a factor anymore.
No, I don't
think
think-
20
yeah.
years ago it was 35 to 40. Everyone kind of retired. You know, it just wasn't worth it anymore.
But they also started younger.
That's what I was also going to say
no.
too. You starting later, you have a little more mileage to go. If you start at 15, injuries add up, health problems add up, things like that.
But I
depending
will
on the
say
person.
this: I'm never going to be that, because someone said to me, "Oh, you should market that. Like you started at 30 and you were still able to do all of this," and I'm like, you got to be very careful with how you say that, because you're just straight lying to people. It's like, I started bodybuilding at 30.
Yep.
I was athletic my entire
You were
life.
doing, yeah.
I was bigger and stronger than
You were
everyone.
He wasn't
building
just
muscle
sitting there on the
slowly.
couch the whole time doing nothing, playing video games.
Right? I didn't go from nothing to this. Like, there were times where I was, even like my worst, I think there's a before and after picture on my Instagram near the top.
Yeah, the one where you're staying on the boat, and then the one where you're full juiced out.
But that even standing on the boat there
You're
is,
still jacked.
it's not like, it looks shit because the picture next to it is me at full blown fucking like
Gigantic.
About to
just
step on
bursting
stage,
right
yeah.
after a killer workout. But the reality is, and if you saw that picture on the left, me stood next to everyone else that was on that boat, you'd be like, oh, that guy's fucking pretty big and jacked.
Yeah.
So
It's the context of
yeah,
the
and
picture.
even at that time, I'd also just finished like a whole phase of like keto dieting and road cycling. I got really into endurance stuff for a while because I just wanted to clean up a bunch of fluff after I got fat from a Japan trip. And so, you know, a lot of it's context for sure. But yeah, absolutely, I don't think age should put people off, but realistic expectations. If you come to me and you're like, yeah, I've been athletic my whole life, or I've worked construction jobs and, you know, I know how to work hard, and blah, 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 you're going to have a lot easier of a time if you have the genetics than someone who's never done anything.
Because you're already disciplined and your body's already trained.
You know
Like,
how to do hard things.
Yeah.
You know how to do hard things. You don't have to learn.
You got to wake up
all
to
of a sudden do hard
make
stuff.
yourself money to be able to do the things you love.
Bodybuilding's here, man. I mean, it always comes back to that. If you're just getting into it at 30, I feel like if you haven't done anything your whole life, you're really behind, because mentality-wise, you're behind. Not necessarily just your body, but like
your
you
work
going
ethic.
straight into a bodybuilder lifestyle that late into life. That's tough, man.
But
I get it quite a few
think
people
about
like
the
that.
quality of life you're going to get from that moving on. It's
Oh,
it's going to be tough, but your 40s and your 50s and 60s are going to be amazing, where they would have been trash.
I just think competing-wise, I think getting into lifestyle
competing-wise,
bodybuilding,
yeah,
but
nah,
starting the
competing-wise-
mentality of competing at 30, fuck.
No,
I can't imagine
no,
if
I
you've
mean-
never had it. But bodybuilding, like living the lifestyle, 100%. I just think everyone should.
Absolutely. It's just going to give you, you're just going to be healthier. You're going to live longer and happier. You're going to have that confidence. You're going to look at yourself and not go, ugh. And it's just like having that, just that is going to be great for your overall quality of life, right? From a competitive point of view, absolutely do a prep. Absolutely get on a stage just one time. Even if, you know, I will say to someone, you're not going to win, but you're going to have some pictures to show your grandkids, and you're going to learn a lot from that prep, and it's going to be a good, fun experience, but you're going to do it once and only once and never again.
Yeah.
You know, don't get it in your head. Don't get jaded. Like,
not
I
gonna-
think I can
wanna
level
be
up
on the
and turn
Olympia.
pro one day. No, it's never going to happen. But you're going to have learned a lot, and the habits and the skills and everything that you've picked up from this process, you're going to always remember. And that will always be on the back of your mind. Whenever you slip up, whenever you take that 6 months of, well, I just kind of fell off for 6 months, it's still going to be in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And you'll always be able to get back on track really easily. And that's priceless. Yeah. That is absolutely priceless for anyone. So don't care how old someone is. It's never too late to turn things around. But it probably is too late to start a bodybuilding career in most cases.
Not to be professional.
Even me at 30, it's a long shot. It was still a decision where it was like, this has got to be a really good, positive first couple of shows to really confirm this is worth getting after. And it was.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That, and
for
then,
me,
I mean, genetically, your body was able to put on size like that.
they
And
were
your
very-
mentality was there to push that and push your genetics to their limit.
that was the benefit of starting older. Because mentality-wise, when I was younger, there's no way I would have just quit. I quit everything I ever did. I did so many different things, and I always got good at something, and then quit and went to the next thing. I never got really good at
I
something.
think that's something to do with the 90s kids.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think I was just so lost in life. I was just, I never had any direction or
That
any,
was the same as me.
I had no one to teach me to really focus and do something and stick to it and nail it. I was just kind of left to my own accord to just do what I want. And that, for me, I would watch one movie and I'd be like, I'd watch The Matrix and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do martial arts. And then I'd watch fucking Remember the Titans and I'm like, okay, I'm going to play football. I'd watch Cinderella Man. Okay, I'm going to be a boxer. And like, that's how my whole life went. I did so many different things. But when I did something, I was like, I would learn everything about it. I would YouTube everything. I would read everything. I would buy all the gear to whatever I could afford. I was broke most of my life. And then I would move on to the next thing. And I would keep doing that. And it wasn't until, 30 years old, finding bodybuilding, where I was like, okay, this is... I was mentally mature enough then finally. I was a late bloomer I got my shit together very late in life. My 20s were a blowout. I had a lot of fun and did a lot of cool things, but I never really got my shit together until later in life. So whenever I get young clients, I really try and get that through to them, like delayed gratification. Like, let's focus on, these are the things I want you to focus on and get really, really good at that. And you're going to benefit from that big time later down the line.
Because look what bodybuilding's done for you in just the past 7 years.
Dude, if I started this when I was 20,
you would have. Yeah.
I don't even, but I don't, again, like, whatever.
And not only did you build a good bodybuilding career and, you have the potential to turn pro next year, but like, now you have an income from this. You have a business.
Absolutely.
It's
It's completely changed my life.
And passive income coming from other places because he could do this to be able to fund other things.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blessing, and it's completely changed my life. And my job now is to help other people live better, healthier lives, which is super rewarding and really, really cool. And it's a fun thing to be a part of. And it's put me in contacts and in business with some incredible people that, it's kind of like living a dream. Like day to day, you find yourself in situations where sometimes you take it for granted and sometimes you take a step back and like, where am I? What the fuck? How did I end up here? When I look back over everything and the whole story and where it could have gone, because it could have gone
very badly,
very, very bad. Like I say it a lot, like I had to be a real asshole. I had to be a bad guy to figure out how to be a good guy, because I didn't really have any real guidance, role models on being just like really hustle and get after this thing and be a good guy about it. I just had to figure shit out for myself. And I think anyone who has to figure shit out for yourself there's a lot of positives on doing it, but you're going to learn life the hard way.
You have to have a lot of failures before
you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and it's just the way it goes. But then you are way more relatable to the vast majority of things people come up with or come up against in their life. You're like, yeah, I've dealt with that. I can talk you through this. I can work you through this. So yeah, it's taught me a lot, but at the same time, it sapped a good chunk of years out of my life.
But you wouldn't do it any other way.
No, it's one of them. There's a few things I would probably erase. When people say no regrets, that's bullshit. Absolutely, there's a load of regrets. Definitely, there's regrets, but there's lessons from everything, right? And I think as long as you learn from your mistakes and you become better and you get better, and that continues to be the narrative, then you're good. If you're an inherently good person, you want to help people and you want to learn more to help more people, and you're not an asshole, you'll probably be all right, and it will put you in the path of other people that think that way, and your life will just exponentially get better and better and better, and you just got to keep buying into that. Don't get lazy and don't quit on it. And bodybuilding is something where it really opens up those doors, because inherently most people in this sport are great people that want to help other people. So it's a nice environment to just naturally be around those kinds of people. It's pretty cool.
I was just saying this to Rania last night when we were driving home from, I think it was the gym, and I had a little bit of a moment to myself, and she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, now and then I have this thought go through my head. I take a step back and go, "Holy shit! Look at where I am. After doing everything I've done, all like my best friends are around me, but look at all the people we've met, and look at all the accomplishments we've had over this year. If this was me 20 years ago, I'd be like, that's never going to happen. Yeah, I'm never going to get there to do that.
Of course.
Little did I know I'm going to be living in the US.
Yeah, it's just when you do look back like that and you think, oh, look at all the shit I had to go through to get here.
It makes
you
it worth it.
appreciate it. But then you appreciate where you're at right now. And
And you get a lot better at living in that moment day to day and
Yeah.
enjoying the little things.
the gratitude level is
I have
crazy.
so many young guys that are like, yeah, I just got to make meals and I feel rushed. And I'm like, slow down. Because you're going to look back one day and go, why didn't I slow down? And this is me from experience.
And those are the fondest moments, thinking back and going like, wow, those were fun. Like
The
your
gym
first
sessions.
times competing,
Yeah.
like getting ready for your first show, you know, your fifth show, you're just like, man, those were fun times. And it goes by quick where you're just like, I can't even remember. I can't remember being backstage.
Rania at Tampa had a moment, like she just broke down. She's like, now what do I do? Like what you do
Just enjoy
every
the
day.
moment.
Enjoy
For one.
it. You're doing your first pro show.
Relax. She's like, she's having like a bit of an anxiety attack. And she's like, just relax.
Sometimes the best
Everything's
thing
going to be
do-
fine.
Yeah.
It's just let it sink in. You need to feel this right now.
And that's right. Like to let it sink in and just sit there and go, wow, like I need to remember this. Like this is a amazing
The thing
moment.
is, your first pro debut is just like when you win your pro card, it's special, but the pro debut, I believe, is more special. To go up there on stage and go, holy shit, these are
with the
people I've
best.
watched my entire career, like as a bodybuilder, and now I'm standing next to them. I'm beating some of them.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude, I get that feeling just from day-to-day life. Though.
Yeah.
I get that feeling just meeting people and just going to these expos and shows and stuff, and you're just having a normal conversation with someone who knows you on a first-name basis, and you're having a normal conversation like any other gym bro, but it's like some legendary person you've been following your entire life.
Yeah.
And you're like, how does this guy know who I am?
I just said this to
And
Rania
it's so
the other day as well.
Random. It's
We
so
went for
weird.
dinner, and Andrea Shaw, 6-time Miss
Yeah.
Olympia, is right in front of us.
Yeah.
They rock up like, Andrea Shaw's here. I'm like, yeah, I thought, but
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm bubbling my words. I'm like, she's here for dinner with us.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And I told Galen, and Galen goes, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, she's sitting right there.
Yeah.
It's just,
Such a trip.
it's a trip.
It's
And
just
it
all the
just
time.
blows you away. These are normal people too, but
They're all normal people, but I think good people recognize good people and
Yeah.
they remember you. And as long as you're in the industry doing a good positive thing, that gets recognized over time. And then these little interactions happen that blow your mind. Like I remember we were setting up. I was early in the morning. I got to the Steve car. Chris Cormier and Dexter Jackson walk in. I'm stood there having a conversation with someone else. And then there's this pat on the shoulder. And I turned this way. There's Chris Cormier there. He's like, hey, Aaron, how's it going, man? And I'm like, fucking Chris, how's it going, buddy? You're right. And he just walked off. And then I kind of went,
He remembered you. Yeah.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. But then I think back, okay, yeah. So how the fuck does he know? Well, obviously, we've met each other a few
multiple
times now, multiple times over the last year. But then the years before that, Chris is one of those guys that will always reply in the DMs. I've sent him so many pictures of
Chris
me
is a nice
trying to hit
dude.
lat spreads like, dude, how do I do this? And he's like, yeah, go and see your physio and get him to work on this and that. And he will always reply and be helpful. He's just, and Dex was there as well. And I'm like, just random. It's just so crazy. And then current athletes and pros and stuff that we just see every day in the gym. Watching Keon's rise over the last few years, and then you walk into like new tech, and you're like, what's up, man? How's it going? It's a travel trip, a normal conversation,
Yeah, you're just like, hey, what's up, bro? Like,
right? And it's just these are normal people, but it's still. I still have these little moments where I'm like,
I was telling
this
Regan
is so
this.
cool. That's
I
so
was
cool.
telling
Still a
Regan
little
this. I'm like, dude,
fanboy.
I met you in 2019 in Australia when we had the Arnold class, the Arnold Sports Festival.
Yeah.
He goes, really? And I showed him a picture, and he goes, holy shit, I'm a fat fuck. There. Like,
Dude, I
it's
remember
full-blown
the-
off-season.
No,
The
dude,
very
with Hunter, I
first-
had that picture of him in like 2018.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, wow. Because I took a picture of him. in
I
the
look at
airport.
him, I'm like,
Yeah.
these people are friends of ours now. Like, this is wild.
Yeah, that's
This is
it.
fucking
so
wild.
weird. I remember like talking with Regan. I remember when the first grimy t-shirts came out and
Yep.
stuff like that. First started branding himself, and the YouTube started
Yep.
getting good. And we're there having a conversation about organising when we're going to train. And I'm like, this is so weird. So we're just so many of these weird interactions. And I know it sounds like we're feeding our egos here, but there's absolutely
not.
nothing special about us whatsoever. It's just, I think what goes back to that, like how we got here and how we did this, it didn't come without a lot of risks.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be like, if you're not from here and you don't live here and you're not, it's a bit of an easier introduction into the industry if you're from America. If you're from America, don't
That's what I was
complain
gonna
about
say.
being
I think
from
this
America.
means a lot more to you guys.
It
Like,
really
you
does.
Came
We're
from
so-
places like sorry to say, you came from shitholes. Like
Yeah.
you came from places where people don't come out of there.
No.
Like people don't leave that country.
People don't leave their own towns.
Become successful, right? And they don't become anything.
Yeah.
Like they drink every single day. They're depressed as shit, and then they die at whatever
Don't
age.
get me
No
wrong.
one
And some
cares.
people are super happy with that.
Yeah.
Some people, they do their normal day-to-day, everyday life. They work the same job. They have whatever their life, and they're happy. I have friends back at home that have lived the same kind of life week in, week out, their entire lives, and they're happy and they're content, and I'm happy for them.
Right.
But
It's not you.
for me, there was just always something that I needed to get out and do something a bit more. And I definitely don't resent anyone who doesn't want to do that. But it's just obviously and you can't relate. You're just something in your brain is a little bit different.
You're wired differently.
Yeah, and when you do come from places like so far away, this idea of America and bodybuilding in America, like everything we've experienced over the years now, was nothing but like a movie dream. Yeah. It's just like there's no way you're ever going to experience, like it's just so unobtainable. It's such a dream. So when we actually talk about I'm living my dream, I'm here living my dream, and people say, oh, that's just something people say. It's like, no, this is legit living a dream. It's
You came
insane.
across the ocean to come over here.
I had to quit and give up in my entire life. I had to leave my wife behind in another country because you couldn't get her visas. I had to sacrifice everything to just try and plant some seeds here to know that when I do come back again,
something's there.
Everything's there, and I needed that confirmation that is the dream even obtainable, and is it a reality? Is it a realistic expectation? Is it something that I can possibly do if I bust my ass off enough? And this year has been confirmation of, if you work your ass off, you've got to drop a lot of shit, you've got to make some sacrifices, you've got to take some risks.
Yeah.
But if
People
you really
ask me
want
that.
it, you can
It's
get
there.
after it. And this is the pinnacle of my dream life. In like bodybuilding, on like a professional level, whether I've got a card or not, the people I'm around and the people I work with, the people we all see in the gym every day, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is as
You're
good as
doing
it
it.
gets.
You're living
This
life.
is the absolute pinnacle of doing it. And it's wild, and it is absolutely obtainable if you do just bust. If you're not an asshole and you bust your ass off, you work hard enough, and it's going to be hard. It's absolutely not easy, especially if you're coming from abroad. Visa situations, of course. Like I'm going to have to leave now for a whole year and try and, go
Get a pro card.
get
to
a
come
pro
back
card and
get
come back.
ovaries
And it's one of them. It's like
even me.
And now
like,
it's bigger for you too, because that pro card means more than just.
dude, how hungry I am
It's
for that
not
card
just
now.
getting a card. It's changing your life.
No,
it's
that-
bringing your wife with you. It's changing.
Yep.
I mean, it means everything now.
Dude, if I knew that 6 months ago though, if I knew it was reliant on the pro card, I wouldn't have done 6 shows this year.
No,
I
you would
would
have been.
locked into prep and done one and got that card so I can stay.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, damn it. But still doing all of
But
those
you
shows
learned everything you
and
needed to
everything I've
learn.
done has been part of the dream. And now I know, like you said, that pro card vision now is
You have a
that's
bigger
my
reason.
future. That's not just a card. It's not just a
You have a
thing.
reason, a big reason.
huge
it's your
reason.
family.
And yeah,
it's not just a card to you.
No. It's everything. And but from the outs, coming from somewhere else, coming here and doing this, it really is.
Shit, you got me amped. That's fucking.
It's pretty
that's
fucking
exciting.
cool,
That gives me
This
chills.
is this
'cause
is
it's
what
not just.
this is the
God,
little.
That's awesome.
This is the caveat to this, right? People think that when we come over here, we're just living tourist life. No, this is now our reality. This is what we want. This is what we've chased after. This is the connection, the brotherhood, the environment that we've always wanted our entire life. And we come here, we make it a reality, and people go and treat it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And we see the good in it. We see the benefit it gives us as humans to be better. And it leveled up his coaching, it leveled up my coaching, because we go, okay, we have all these opportunities. We need to be better, to be
Change
better
your-
partners
you
for
got
our
the direction
partners.
of
bust
your
your
entire
ass.
life.
Yeah.
But then we appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's easy. I do get a little pissed off with people sometimes here in America that take it for granted or complain a lot about their lives
Absolutely.
here. But
Absolutely.
that's totally normal. At the same time, I'm like, of course.
don't know
If
anything
you don't
else.
know anything different, you live here, of course you take things for granted. It's an absolute natural part of life. And what I do try and do with a lot of clients, or whenever I'm talking about these things on podcasts and stuff, is like, take a step back. Have a little reality check. If you've never traveled abroad, okay, it's hard to have that perspective. Go and live in a third world country. Go and live in somewhere that's not quite, that doesn't have all the opportunities and the freedoms that you have. And then people say that's not really fucking freedom. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is. You can do whatever you want here within the means of the
limits,
law.
yeah.
Which is completely
Very
fine. It's the
little.
law. It's basically don't murder people. Like it's not a difficult thing not to do.
No.
To stay within the laws, and then by doing that, you have this insane level of opportunity and freedom to do whatever you want, chase any dream you want. The only thing stopping you from doing that is yourself and your ability to just don't be lazy and get after it. You
Just
can do
take
anything in
action.
America.
Just
In
take
America,
action.
Yeah.
it's one of the only places in the world you can legitimately do anything, starting from nothing to something, is never been more possible than anywhere else in the world than America. And when people say there's that American dream, you know, it's such a unique thing to this country.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people, like, you know, don't take that for granted. If you're American, be proud of that and understand just how lucky you are to be here. You know how fucking hard it is to be here and live here? Yeah. How hard it is. Like, I
Yes,
have
to
zero
get your
criminal record.
visas and-
I have
I know.
a good business. I'm like, take my money, take my taxes, take all of this. What do I have to do to just stay here and be a positive part of society? All I want to do is be American. That is the last cherry on top of my little dream. I've lived my dream. I'm good. I'm having a great time. Just want to be American, just to top it all off so I can raise my kids
everything.
here and just do everything else here. And it's such a, and I know it might seem crazy to say that to some people, but I think
It
once
is
you,
though. They find it crazy that we want to be here.
Yeah.
yeah, but
My parents
it's because they
can't
don't,
understand
it.
they don't
They
have
don't get it.
perspective.
My
I've
parents
lived all
can't
over the
understand
world. I've lived in poverty countries. I've lived in completely different political environments. I've lived in China. I've lived in Oz. I've lived in England. I've lived everywhere. There's no place like America. And those countries, like China, was amazing to me. That gave me a whole another chance to completely reset my life and have a whole new, like, second chance is a real sort of thing. And there's a little piece of me that will always love China. It did a lot for me. But my ability as a foreigner to go there and do all the things is way harder. It just is. Here, it doesn't matter where you're from or who you are.
Yep.
You can do
you
it. You can get after it if you work. America rewards hard work, and
It almost rewards you coming here. I mean, people hear your accent and they're like, "Oh, you're not from here." It makes you
it's
excited.
interesting. Yeah, it's a different thing.
I think it's different. I think it really does.
He could be
reward
Aussie
you in a
one day. He
sense.
could be a Brit another day.
Yeah.
The first time
People
I
can't
talked
tell the difference for
literally
some reason.
Well, I assumed because you guys were friends, I was like, listen to his accent. I'm like, oh, he sounds Aussie, and he's like, no, I'm English. I'm like, fuck, of course.
all the
Fish
time.
and chips.
Fish and chips, bro.
Yep.
You know, Kiwis, Australian, English. No one knows the difference over it.
We're all convicts.
Yeah, or Poms.
We're all palms.
But yeah, it's a special thing. It's a very special. Like, you could have been born anywhere in the world. You could have been born on a trash heap in the middle of fucking India somewhere. You know what I mean? It could have been real bad.
Could be real
But you
rough.
weren't. You were born here, or your parents came here, and you now have the opportunity to be here and live here and experience the absolute best that this world has to offer. Because there are so many people. America's built on so many from immigrants from all over the world. So you
Absolutely.
have this giant
My
pool
dad came here
of-
from Greece.
Right, there's just people from America is built with the best parts of every part of the world. Is what built America, and it encourages people to really get after it and chase some dreams. And okay, the visa situation right now is definitely not easy to obtain.
No,
like,
it's
as
not.
I've just figured out.
We're still waiting. There's
Crazy.
now new hoops we have to jump through.
There's gonna be, and part of me is like, I get it. I get it. Protect this fucking place by any means necessary. Protect this ground. It's sacred, and I get it. And I'm not going to argue. Oh, the immigration system sucks. This sucks. That sucks. It's not fair. Could it be better? Yes, it could. There could be systems in place that make it a lot smoother for people that it should be smoother for. But at the same time, I understand that is a process of changing. That might take years. For right now, this is the way it is, and absolutely protect this sacred ground. You've seen what's happened in Europe?
Yeah.
Take any
it's
look.
bad,
Look
man.
at Europe. Look at England. Do not let that happen.
Let anyone come into your
Do
country.
not
You
let
can't
that
do it.
happen. Japan just shut the doors as well because they've seen what's happened in Europe. They've just got their new president in, that lady, I can't remember her name. And she's like, nah, that ain't happening. Like, these
Look
rules
at
that you're
Japanese
trying to...
people.
Yeah.
You can't bring a bunch of people in that don't integrated in that society.
have to
That
have
is a
proper-
very peaceful society.
It is, and they were just about to sign some things saying they were going to let in 500,000 African and Indian workers to bump up the
hell
production
no.
rate or something.
Can't.
And I'm like,
It's
I've got
hard to
nothing
integrate
against
in that
any
society.
particular thing, but there
Yeah.
are certain people that you can't just bring over a whole bunch of people from this extreme level of poverty or way of life into this new civilization in the masses and expect them to just integrate and everyone's going to be happy. It doesn't go like that.
Doesn't.
It never works, and it's a stupid idea, and it has to be done in a controlled, certain way. So I do get it. The immigration side of things here, it has to be a certain controlled way that is beneficial for the future of the country, because things can get real out of hand real fast. So I'm all for it, and if that means I have to go away for a year and produce a certain result to come back and be able to do it, then so be it. I'll go away and I'll do it. It just gives me a little bit more hunger to get it done. And but you know, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But if you're American, be fucking proud of it and understand how good you have got it. Stop complaining. If you're some fucking Antifa moron that's going around burning the flag, if you burn your own flag, you're a fucking idiot. If you go around, sort of just go and get a hobby.
Yeah.
Just shut up. If you don't like it, by all means, leave and let's trade visas. You want to trade?
Yeah, he wants it.
You want to
Give it
trade?
to him, give it to me. We'll take
go
your
to
shit.
England.
Yeah, you don't like it here? Fine. See ya. Let's trade passports. Why is that not a thing?
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
That
Why
should
can't we just
absolutely
trade?
be a thing. For every person that gets deported, like there should be like a list of people waiting to get imported. You know, trade
Like
off.
importing cars,
Like you
export
left-
cars. We'll give you our muscle. You give us your Jap import. Okay? In this case, fucking a Volkswagen.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know, so it's one of them. Like you can. This year has been incredible because I legitimately got to live a genuine dream. And if a friggin' asteroid hits the planet next week, I'm gonna watch that thing hit with a smile on my face. Like this was it. I got to do it. But hopefully I can come back and continue to do it. Yeah. But it's been cool. It's been cool. We get to do shit like this. Like it's just cool.
It's fun.
Sit there and shoot the shit and talk about all things bodybuilding. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of topics and conversations that we all have all of the time, and it can get a little tedious.
but
Yeah, we got to have you back. This was a good conversation. Before
Yeah,
I think it wasn't just bodybuilding.
I think I
love
ranted
that.
a lot.
No,
so
that's
you got,
great.
like,
This is what we want.
You got a good chunk of the life story.
This is this. I want you. I want our guests to talk.
we'll
Like,
get.
That's what
you
I
know
like.
what? We can get Sergio on with Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was talking with Sergio. I told him about the visa stuff last night in the gym, and he's like, he was raging. He was so pissed
He
off.
gets so heated on little things like
Because
that.
it's the same for him and his missus.
Yeah.
You know, they're still going through the marriage side of things.
Yeah,
they're
so
legitimate. It's not some bullshit green card marriage.
He's been waiting for what now?
For like years, 2, 3, 4 years or something crazy like that.
That's what my lawyer said. She goes, Tolga, you might be waiting 2-3 years. I'm like, that's fine.
Crazy.
But the only thing you can't do is leave.
Yeah.
Great.
I
Give
said,
me
okay,
give me that deal.
Yeah.
You mean I can't leave America? Hey.
Yeah. But the
Sign
thing
me
is,
up.
you never know what day you're going to get a
Yes or a no.
yes or a no.
Yeah. So you live in a
it could
constant
come-
state of anxiety.
Yeah, constant anxiety, stress. Sometimes in the middle of the nights, I'm going to be honest, I am stressed. I'm like, tomorrow might be the day they say no.
Yeah.
Tomorrow might be the day they say yes. But, you know, even if they do say yes, you got to go in and jump through a couple more hoops to get that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that because a friend of ours literally just told us, do not apply through Vegas.
Really?
She goes, immigration in Vegas, you're going to wait 3-4 years.
They're cracking down. Yeah, they kept me in a freaking holding room for like 3 hours the last time I came in. Yeah. They were like, you just keep jumping, you know, back and forward. And I'm like, yeah, I've got to leave every 90 days legally to come back in on my ESTA visa. Like I'm following the
Following
rules.
your law.
Yeah, this is the
your
rules you've made. And they're like, yeah, but you're abusing it. And I'm like, well, why make it for 2 years?
Yeah.
I can come and go as much as I please within 2 years as long as I don't stay for more than 90 days at a time. And as long as I don't work here and earn money here. And they're like, can you prove that? And I'm like, yeah, here's all my income and stuff. And they're like, so why are you here? And I'm like, bodybuilding, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, why here? And I'm like, why not here?
They're like, oh, okay, it kind of passes. Like,
Fortunately, the guy that was interviewing me, he was like, I get it. Okay, I get the story. chances are the next guy, he isn't, and he's just going to say nope, and he's going to cancel your ESTA visa,
And then they bar you.
and you barred for like 5 years before you can come back. So for me, I'm like, I have friends that are like, I'll marry you.
Yeah.
Jared,
Come on. Yeah,
Jared, chuck a Larry.
seriously.
Yeah.
They were like, is that an option? They're like, yeah, but you kind of have to prove it's like a legitimate marriage.
I showed Jess Lou the questions that you get asked if you get taken side by side, like separately.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you joking? I'm like, no.
You
They
have to
want-
be legit
They
married.
will ask you questions of like, okay,
What side of
do
the bed
you
do they
own
sleep on?
sex toys? Do
Yeah.
you have this? What do they like most about what you do? It's wild. I'm like,
I mean, I can describe Jared's ass crack
that's all I
in
got
detail. And I've shaved that crack a few times, and bromantic or what? But there's like even like Carol and all of my friends were like, I'll marry you for sure. Like, and if only it was that easy, and it used to be.
Yeah.
But these days,
They
it's
crack
like you
down
say,
hard.
the actual
Yeah.
genuine marriages, and they're still waiting for
still
decisions,
questioning.
and all those
Yeah,
interviews
and
along
we
the way.
had to have-
If you're not legitimately married, they're going to know. You're not going to get away with
I
that.
had to give them a scrapbook that my wife took very, very sweet time making.
Yeah.
And it was like an art project. Like we put stickers of where we went and photos. And from day one, at the very front page, and I love saying this, the very front page, there's me in her bra the first night we ever spent together.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I showed that to the officer. Why not?
I mean, these days they should just be able to log into your friggin' Instagram or your Facebook
and just see.
and put some AI algorithm.
they
goes,
actually are
yeah,
doing that.
approved.
They actually are starting to implement a system where they screen all your social media to see where you were with who.
Yeah. So I think, to be honest, that's where I'm like with, and the same goes with like the health and longevity and bodybuilding and stuff, and like how conscious I am of my health management and things. The way AI is going and how fast that is advancing all systems, immigration systems, medications, the overall how quickly we're able to run studies and whatever it is to figure stuff out faster. I mean, just since AI came on board, haven't they pretty much cured everything now? Isn't there like at least trials in place to cure anything just within the last couple of years? So imagine in the next 5 years, like
Hell, imagine 10 years
ain't-
from now.
you ain't dying from nothing. If you've got enough money, you'll live forever.
Yeah. You just
Essentially.
die from just old age.
Just old age, and even
That's
then
it.
you'll probably still
You'll
have
live
some
pretty
abs.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, probably 120, 130,
But the same
140.
goes with these immigration systems and just general everyday life. Everything's going to be quicker and faster. So I'm like, just
give it time.
Be patient, and things will all pretty much work out. So, is what it is. But
We're just out of time, but
Yeah,
dude, we gotta have you
just
back
out of
on.
time. How long was
I
that?
know we fucking.
How long
almost
did we
went
go?
2
1
1 hour and
hours.
47 minutes.
Yeah.
shit, my bad.
No, you're good.
My wife
This
was sitting in the
perfect.
parking lot.
She's probably like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Is she?
Yeah, she had to drop me off.
Left her in the car.
No, she had to go to Costco, do the bodybuilder run, get
Oh,
all the
okay.
food.
I was gonna say, would you leave her in a car like a fucking dog?
We only have one car,
Jesus.
man.
Did you leave the window open a little bit?
Really bad.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, we
But
gotta
yeah.
have you back on again.
Yeah,
man.
we'll
This
do
was
it.
good.
Well, I mean, you've got about 3 weeks to get me back on
it.
again.
Every
Otherwise,
week.
otherwise I bounce.
I'm gonna abuse you.
Yeah, we can get into some more certain topics, but yeah, I guess today it was just a good chat. Actually, that was a good
Yeah.
conversation. I appreciate it. Appreciate the
We
time.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's
Thank
cool.
you very much.
Oh, cool.
We'll
Fun
see you
times.
guys next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Sweet.